Hi, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Please do let me know if the background music is too loud or anything. I hope not. But yeah, how are y'all? You thought I was starting half an hour, but also hi Momo. No, we start at the full hour every time. But yes, hi everyone, how are you? Kresha, you do owe us a new wall as always, but also glad to see you here. Also, hi Mish and Sean, how you doing? We are here for our OC stream this month. We did not have one last month because I was on, let's call it holidays or vacation. Yeah, I did take a bit of a break last month, so yeah. Background music could be a bit lower. Okay. There we go. I put it a bit lower. But yes, Crasher. If you do not give walls back, there will be no more walls to crash. I do not know what else to say to that. But yeah. Oh yeah, I did I did update the profile picture for Twitch. I hope you all like it. It's my derpy little plushie that I want to squeeze that I drew. It's a very, very close up of the face. I think it's very, very cute. Also, I think it's very, very stupid. I'm sorry. I just remember what it actually looks like. But yes. I hope everyone is doing absolutely well. I hope that now that we are back to doing OC streams, I can now once again hold everyone at ransom. The ransom is you giving me OCs. What you get in exchange is, I don't know, man. You get my gratitude. That is it. That's all there is. I'm not gonna threaten you guys, but yeah. Also, Mish, you get disappointed because you went to get the Switch 2 bundle today. Oh no! Found out that the one store chain that had just gotten stock had sold out by the time you could bus over. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. I hope there will be a restock soon where you can actually get it. Because that really, really sucks. But yes. Which bundle did you want to get? Was it the one with the... Is there a bundle with Pokemon? Or is it like a bundle with something else? With a different game? I do not know which bundles the Switch 2 actually has. Kesha, you finally played and streamed Reaper. Oh, nice! With your mates last night. Let's go. How did it go? Did you guys play with mods or vanilla game? And either way, how did it go? The Pokemon one? You're planning on streaming it and everything? Oh no! Oh, that sucks. Did they give you like an estimate when they're gonna get it back in stock? Do they do that in where I live? They can do the thing where they hold one back if you're like, oh, I am going to buy it, and like you were in the shop and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have it right now. Like what we can do is they can offer to like put one back and like not sell it for sure when the next like shipment comes in, so that you can have it. Can they do something like that? Would you do something like that? I mean, maybe that's the better question. Also, Crasher, you had a blast. I'm so happy to hear that. How far did you guys get? What killed you guys the most? I know it's a tickle monster for me. I forgot the name. I think it's the rope. Because actually, maybe the rope and the blind man. Because yeah, they just hate to see me coming. Well, no one of them hates to hear me. You know. But you know, all good. Oh my god, yes, we're getting a new biome for Peak soon. Also, I heard there's a repo update on Halloween. So I am kind of curious to play on that day, I'm not gonna lie. For the stream, however, we are playing Metro. So, speaking of Metro, let me bring up something totally unrelated. I do not know if you guys know Back 4 Blood. It's by the makers, the developers of Momo Help. Was it Left 4 Dead? Was it Left 4 Dead? Was it the same developers? I forgot the name. The other zombie game. Yes, it's Left 4 Dead. Okay, thank you. Yes, and I got Back 4 Blood because it was like a huge sale, and I do not listen to reviews because all of the reviews were like, yeah, no, you should just get Left 4 Dead on a sale whenever or something like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm so obsessed with Back 4 Blood. I'm so obsessed. They have one character, her name is Carly, and she reminds me so much of one of my OCs. Like, not exactly, because they are still two distinctly different people, but I saw her, I was like, oh my god, she is the exact same aesthetic as I was envisioning for my OC. You know her maybe, it's Blanche, it's the one that I introduced to you guys last month. So yeah. That's so fun, actually, and I mean, Momo knows. I have been playing with Momo a lot, and you know, last month. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot. We didn't do one last month. Okay, last OC stream. Let's do it like this. Last OC stream. But yeah, Momo had to play so much Back 4 Blood with me because it's so fun. Do the campaigns take a long time? Yes, but fortunately you can stop in the middle of a campaign, which is really nice, but I'm just enjoying it so much. Oh, so fun. It invoked your healer main brain. Yes, Momo. I know. And I'm just going in guns a-blazing. I picked a character who has two guns, like secondary and primary weapon are guns, no melee. And the secondary gun is just so I can spray shoot whenever a horde is coming in, so I don't have to actually aim while I'm actively being swarmed. And I love it so much. My entire build is on more ammo, more damage. Did I say more ammo? Actually, give me more accuracy, give me more swap speed, give me more reloading speed, all of that. And I just love it. It's so fun. You can build decks in the game, by the way. Everyone, I think the sale is over, so maybe wait for the next sale if you want to play as well. But it's so fun, actually. And I'm so glad that we got it when we got it, because like the Ultimate Edition was only like $10 for me. I think like 12 or 13 for Momo. So I'm so happy. We got such a good game for such a low price. Also, Krisha, you got shotgunned by a hunter from a mate of you who was talking a bit close to you. Oh yeah, that does tend to happen. He does not have very good aim. Mainly because maybe he's a bit blind. Also, another mate destroyed 1.3k of profit, and you gave them a clap for it. Oh no! Been avoiding monsters, and you killed 5 monsters with the laser. Oh, let's go! Yeah, Momo is so good at being a healer, which is great because I do not play carefully. I literally jump in front of the zombies to just have them near me so I can spray shoot them, especially when a horde comes in, not worrying about my health because I know Momo's gonna take care of it. Yeah, Momo's gonna take care of me. If I'm down on the ground, Momo's gonna get me up. I do like the assault rifles, yeah. Minigun with legs, yes. Okay, so the one gun is like, I think it's the AK-47, and the other one is the Tech-9. So these are like the guns that come with my character. Usually I only switch out my assault, like the AK for a different rifle. Because I use that slot, like the primary weapon, to actually aim and like get the ones far away. You know how it is. And the Tech-9 is just there because fire goes fast. So yeah. I have not I have not picked up a single melee weapon this entire time. I'm pretty sure there are like achievements for doing melee kills and stuff like that, but you know what? Fair enough. I'm not gonna do that. Also, there is literally cards that give you health back if you do melee kills, but like, I'm also sitting here like, but I don't want to melee though. But yes, I have been getting distracted because of that. My brain has been full with nothing but zombie AU. I want to put everyone and everything into a zombie AU. Personally, do I think I would survive? Now, me personally, like if it happened IRL, I would not survive. And not even because I wouldn't know how to defend myself or anything. Simply because I would give up. I would be sitting there like, yeah, no, it's looking like shit. I'm just gonna, you know. So me personally, probably not. In this sense. A different version of me? Probably. We do know how to shoot a gun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here like, me personally, that seems like a lot of effort just to stay alive in a zombie apocalypse. Like, what's gonna happen after the zombie apocalypse? Like, everything is gonna be gone to shit. Like, humans are gonna be the worst they've ever been. Like, even worse than they are right now. Actually, I don't think I want to go through that. Right? Me sitting here like, actually. See, Momo, I'm gonna, yes, I see what you're saying there, and I agree, but also, I do have to point something else out. Another friend of mine, also really into zombies. Like, she says that if she does not have a zombie dream in, like, enter time frame here, something is wrong. Like, you know, she has regularly she just dreams of zombies, like, you know, the usual. So she is really into zombies and like the zombie apocalypse, and like she is not against that, right? It's not like she has nightmares about it. It's just dreams for her. But even she is sitting there like, yeah, no, like I had already agreed with my sister. Like if the zombie apocalypse happens, we're gonna take like our food, we're gonna go all the way up to the rooftops, and we're gonna spend our time there. And once we run out of food, we're just gonna, you know, take a little swan dive. I'm saying that like actually that's not the most stupid idea, because she's sitting there like, yeah, no, I like, and in theory I kind of want to see what is going to happen for a while, but like from afar, like from the rooftops, and then we can just, you know. I'm saying that like that's such a valid point, but also it is macabre, yes, but I'm also sitting here like, you know what, fair enough. I can't even say anything against that. But also, Momo, you're so right. Why would I need to fight to survive if I get a hyper-competent someone, yes! There is a very special someone that I have been thinking about in a zombie apocalypse environment more than anyone else. Oh my god, yeah, let's pray it's not the ones that can climb. Honestly, maybe if you figure out that they can climb, maybe just jump, no. Maybe just ditch the first part of the plan of waiting until food runs out and just go over to the second part of the plan. Maybe if you see them climb. Actually, the Back for Blood zombies are kind of horrifying. Like, we have mutations, yes, sure. We have absolutely horrifying mutations. But also, even the regular zombies, they can sprint. They can climb, they can jump, they're not stupid. They literally destroy doors, which is actually one of the few things that I am not mad about. Like, okay, yeah, you go destroy that door, but like, they jump and they climb, they literally go up ladders. And they climb walls, like walls that I can even climb as the player. They're just scaling the fucking walls up to the window. Oh... the ones in B4B, every time, yes, we're in a stress position, and you see them scaling the scaffold. It's like, it's horrifying. You see them just fucking climb up the fucking house wall. So, also, hi, Bisk. We're not at OCs yet. I'm talking about the zombie apocalypse because we're playing too much Back 4 Blood. But yeah. Oh, they're horrifying. Like, imagine IRL. You're like, okay, the zombie apocalypse. Okay, never mind. They're calling them ridden. We do not use the Z word in Back 4 Blood. So they're called ridden. I assume sickness ridden, illness ridden, whatever, disease ridden. Something like that. But they're the ridden, and you are sitting there. The zombie apocalypse starts, and you're like, okay, I've seen enough movies. I've seen enough movies. Like, if there's law and everything, you're just gonna be like very, very stealthy and everything. And then you see the Back 4 Blood zombies come at you. They fucking sprint at you. They climb ladders. They jump! They use their fucking brains, and then they have mutations. There's literally a big boy who comes close enough just so that they can explode in your fucking face and hurt you. Like, what the fuck? You would die first day zombie apocalypse for real. I would join you in that, mostly because I would not have the will to survive. Momo brought up the very good point that I do not need to fight to survive if I have my very, very specific someone with me who is hyper competent. Like, yes, Bailey saves trust. But like wait until the zombies literally fucking run at you. That's they run. They run. They fucking sprint. You see them stand there like they're just minding their own business. And then you make a little noise like shooting one of them, and then they're like, oh, pray, let's fucking charge at him. Oy. I'm sorry, I love this game so much, but getting hoarded by the zombies is kind of stressful. I probably waste a lot of bullets whenever I do the spray shooting. We should be so glad that we are... Okay, so everyone, we are playing on rookie level, which is good for us because friendly fire is turned off for that one. There is friendly fire in the game. You don't understand me holding your shoulders and shaking you. You do not understand this game as friendly fire. we went to veteran, which is like the next state, like, difficulty. I think half of the damage is because people get in my way and I shoot them. I'm like aiming and suddenly someone is in front of me and I hit them instead of the zombie. Oh, you have bullshit law for this AU. Oh my god, yes, please. I want to hear it so bad. Mitsuki canonically thrives in a zombie apocalypse? Wait, because, okay, wait. Okay, I know Mitsuki is like, body, like, physically able. Like, he is pretty, strong, question mark. I do not know if he can use a gun. You would have to enlighten me on that. But he would for sure be helpful with cooking. The one zombie that grabs you from afar with a tongue? Okay, we do not have one that grabs you with a tongue as far as I'm aware. But it's like one that has like tentacles sprouting on their back, and then they can like pull everyone in at once. So yeah. But yeah, veteran almost killed us. Like, we gave up in the end. We were like, okay, let's just all die in the next round, because like I can't do this anymore. We want to have support the entire time. And yes, Chi was with us. Chi is such a good shot, actually, because like Momo and we do not necessarily play shooter games. We do not do that necessarily. Like, Metro is one of the first shooter games that I've played, because even when I was playing Overwatch, I was playing, what's her name? Mirza? Doesn't matter, she was like a healer who shoots like energy bolts to attack. You know? So I don't need to know how to use a gun in that. So we had Chi with us, who is actually really good and is not shooting us, mind you. So so we're just I'm just happy that the rookie won. Like, yes, the characters complain still when you shoot them. It's like very fun banter between the characters, but I'm glad that there's no damage actually, because the amount of time I would have shot my own teammates and probably killed them as well. Absolutely horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Especially because, like, if I use my primary gun, I'm, like, actually aiming at something far away, and suddenly someone is in front of my aim right when I shoot, and they get the bullet in the head instead of the zombie. And I'm so sad, because I was actually aiming real well. Yeah, Crasher, shooting others by accident or when you panic is so valid, because, like, in this game, once you start becoming really bloody because you've killed too many zombies, I've mistaken my own team for zombies so many times and shot them on reflex. And so I'm like, yeah, that would not be good. Mitsuki in the zombie IU is part of the military against the zombies, and he uses a machine gun and a helicopter. Oh my god, that's so fun. Good for him. He deserves that helicopter. Non-Mitsuki can only be a good brawler, swimmer, and crafter. Yeah, I think he would do really, really well in the zombie apocalypse, even without his helicopter in that case. Wait, you can't turn off friendly fire if we go into veteran? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? Because, like, I don't want to die to friendly fire. I do not want to kill others with friendly fire. You do not know how many times I turn around and I see someone covered in blood and I shoot them and I'm like, oh my god, that was you. I'm so sorry for shooting you. It's not even my fault, it's just... They're very convincing ridden. Crasher, you do beg the pardon. If I can catch a stray from you while going. Yes, absolutely go wild. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just really into Back 4 Blood right now. My brain full of Back 4 Blood. I'm sorry, everyone. At that point, you can only differentiate by looking at their posture. Yeah, you'd think so, but... But sometimes not even that is helping. Some of these ridden have surprisingly good posture. You would be surprised. Funnily enough, they don't have hair. That's the only way I can tell them apart sometimes. Ridden don't have hair, they're all bald. As the day they were... Actually, if you're born, you still have some small hair. They're as bald as one of their ancestors probably has been at some point. There we go. Imagine what you can do with the chainsaw. That would be fun. I do not think the game has a chainsaw, but we have a flamethrower. We have a flamethrower, which is fun. Momo got to use that one yesterday a lot. You'd say it's because their skulls fell off, but even the ones who are like fully gray heads, like without the brain showing and everything, they also don't have hair, so I'm not sure. They're as bald as the day they shave their heads. Exactly, that's how bald they are. Flamethrower. Yes, Momo, you really enjoyed that flamethrower. You did, and you did so well with it too. Did I sometimes get flamethrowered? Yes. What can you do, right? It was half of the time my own fault because I was just walking in the way. And to be fair, she got me with the flamethrower multiple times more. Because we were like, oh, okay, we have to activate this thing to call a horde. Also, there is a box back there that I can lockpick to get a flamethrower. Does anyone want the flamethrower for the horde? And she was like, yeah, I want it. So I lockpicked it. And then I also got, like, I got flambéed, if you say it like that in English as well. I got slightly crispy. I was not well seasoned because the character I'm playing is white, but like, at least I got crispy. So yeah. And will I have to play Left 4 Dead? I fear I will. I have to make a confession that I already made to both Momo and Chi. Forgive me for I have sinned. Whenever you guys said Left 4 Dead, or Left 4 Dead 2, I thought it was Red Dead Redemption, but make it zombies. And that's why I was not interested. Because I am not interested in Red Dead Redemption. I looked at it and I was like, that's fine. Like, it's nice to watch on the side. I'm not gonna play it. I thought Left 4 Dead was the same. I thought Left 4 Dead was Red Dead Redemption. I mistook the games. I literally thought the people in Red Dead Redemption were the zombies. I thought it was Red Dead Redemption with zombies. So, you know. That is my confession over. And just making sure you stay nice and warm. Don't want to get hypothermia in the apocalypse. You're so right, Mish. They're only looking out for me. You're so right. I always complain about being cold, so they were literally just looking out for me. But I hear the people. And the next time Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2 is on sale, I will be trying to get it. So yes. Left 4 Dead 2 would be the better choice. Ah, yeah, you did mention that. Because it has the first game stages, ECCs, you did mention that before. Left 4 Dead is the OG. Back 4 Blood tried marketing people who worked on Left 4 Dead also worked. When it was literally one guy. Okay. I see. I mean, fair enough. It's the same as the Dead by Daylight developers working on IDV, like that being one of the things you can bring up when the Dead by Daylight players come over and be like, oh, just play DBD at this point, and the IDV players are like, no, and they're like, but this is basically just a cheaper version of Dead by Daylight. It's not cheaper. It's not cheaper. Identity V is so much more expensive considering that it is a free game. But yeah. So yeah, they start like the Dead by Daylight people. Some of them helped in the initial stages for Identity V, and now it's still a thing of like, but the Dead by Daylight people helped IDV, so it's not a Dead by Daylight copy, it's literally by the same team, which is not actually that true, but it is an argument. Yes, Back 4 Blood is surprisingly fun. I only bought it because it was on sale. If it was like the OG price, even with as much fun as I'm having right now, I would not have bought it. But because it was on such a big sale, I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. So yeah. But it is really, really fun. Especially whenever I think about the fact that I spent like $10 instead of $100 for the ultimate version. It makes me feel warm around the heart, if you can believe that. It's like, yes, capitalism didn't win today. Probably, maybe. But yeah. They paid heavily for that. B4B died on that because of the self-inflicted market bullet to the guts. Oh. I see. Okay, yeah, I can talk for that because I have not played Left 4 Dead. But, you know, I've only played Back 4 Blood, so I'm still just sitting here and I really like the details and stuff that they put in. And like also the characters, they're so fun. And they do have their bickering in missions as well, which I really, really appreciate because it's so fun to listen to them. There's so much fun lore, actually. I do love it. Now everyone, I have talked for half an hour about something that was not our Wonderful, wonderful OC stream. How are you feeling about that? Yes, you couldn't yuck your yum if you tried to, Crasher. My yum cannot be yucked. I'm too strong for that. But also, I only paid $10, so my yuck can literally not be yummed. No, my yum cannot be yucked that way around. But yes, let's go into the actual OC stream now that I've kept you here for like over half an hour already. I'm so sorry. First of all, everyone, as you know, we do have OC art, fan art every time. So yeah, you will spend $14.50 if you have to. Wait, is the game still on sale? Because last I checked, it was only until the 23rd. Yeah, view page. Do not load the video, thank you. Now it's back to the OG price for now. So yes. But yeah. It's really, really fun. But also, now, first of all, everyone, announcement, I have to... Actually, let me put my blanket down first. There we go. But I am very slowly catching up on doing the Employee of the Month art, because I shot myself by giving multiple people wins instead of going with the one person per stream one. But first we have this one, which is for our very own Chi, Zoran Chi, who gave me his OC for Expedition 33. Actually, when was it? It was before the Ash stream, so it must have been like 3 OC streams ago. But yes, because I was trying out something new, it took me a lot longer. But here we are. Here he is about to face the Paintress. Have I played Claire Obscura? No. Do I know what's going on? No. Did I Google a picture of the Paintress? I don't even know that's her name. I don't think that's her name, actually. I think I messed up. I Googled her name. Looked at the picture, and was like, yes. I'm gonna make her tall. I'm gonna make her taller than the mountains. I do not care if that's lore accurate. It's for the vibes. So yeah. But it's very nice. It's very nice. I tried out a lot of new things with this one. I wanted to render more, I'm gonna be honest, to make it look more painterly, but I did not do that. I didn't do that because I was afraid of fucking it up too much. So I was like, no, it's looking good right now, so I'm gonna ask Chi if he likes it. And if he likes it, I'm gonna leave it like that. And if he doesn't like it, then we're gonna get to actually working on it again. So yeah. But it is the Paintress. Ah, fantastic. I love it when I accidentally get something right. I am also already working on the next few ones. I'm currently working on CL. But I also have ideas for the other ones. Like, Crasher, I know, you're tiny. He's gonna get art, don't worry. I have not forgotten about your tiny. So yes, I actually already know what I want to do for tiny. I will, however, need to figure out if it actually works. So yeah. But yes, that means, does anyone want to guess who the first OC is? I don't think you can, actually, except for Momo. But Momo doesn't even have to guess, because Momo knows. So yeah. Thank you, Crasher. Yes, Momo, you know, so you shan't say. You're very sweet about that. The first OC, as always, is my own. And because of that, I present to you my old man in a phone. Now, this is Earl. He is my most beloved old man. He is in a phone for reasons. He is in a phone for reasons, I swear. The reason is... The reason is this old man is not around for the rest of my occult club members for the first time we were playing, and that was when I drew him, like what I drew him for. So I had to have him be there, but like in spirit more than anything else, you know. So into the phone he goes. But yeah, I will go into that a bit further, because like, what does any of this actually mean, right? Now, this is Earl Davenport, or Professor Davenport, if you will. He is 59 years old. I actually wanted to make him much more grey-haired, which he will be in the updated version of him, because there's a little something that I'm gonna be telling you about him in a moment, after we've gone through all of this. But yes, he is a professor for folklore studies. It should have been me. That should have been me. Me looking at both Earl and Mayume and looking at them, learning and studying folklore, and just sitting here like, that should be me. That should have been me. But we cannot have everything in life now, can we? But yeah. He is... Now see, it's very important that he is trans, because he is an old man, you see? And it makes more sense with what I tell you later, but just keep in mind, it is important that he is an old man that is trans, okay? Because I have never made either of our lives in any way easier. He is an NPC in the Occult Club TTRPG that I'm running for friends. And he is not just a professor for folklore studies, but he is also the one in charge of the Occult Club. Even if sometimes it does not seem like it, because, man, with the amount of time he is around, it might as well be Blanche. But he is doing a great job. He is very well established in the occult community and the folklore community, so a lot of people do go to him if they have questions. Does he answer them? Yes and no. He does give the information that he thinks is necessary, or he gives information that he thinks will move something in the right direction a lot of the time. Momo can speak for that, because, man, Alan deserves more information sometimes, and so does the rest of the Occult Club, but what can you do, right? What can you do? Bothering the professor is not one of those things. He is fun, though. He is fun. I do love playing him as an NPC. He is very not tech savvy. Blanche is in charge of taking care of anything technology related to him. There's also a reason why he is off center on the smartphone, you see. It is because he is doing the old person thing of being way too close to the camera and being like, oh, can you see me? Can you hear me? Where are you right now? Oh, I cannot see me, but can you see me? You know the usual. I just love my old man so much. Also, if you send him a message, give him like 3 to 5 business days to answer. There will be an answer. It will just take forever for him to type it actually out. I love him so much. He's so silly. Yeah. For the TTRPG, he actually does not have that much of a backstory that is important to the setting. It is kind of similar to his regular backstory, but can't necessarily be applied because there is like, you know, other things at play in the regular version. So yeah, he's blind on one eye. There's a reason for that. I will tell you once we get to the next page for him what that reason is. But just now he is blind on one eye. He would absolutely have the bad laptop-like audio. Yes, he would. He would absolutely do have that. So yeah. I did connect him very well in the town that the story, the campaign takes place on. Mostly for my players' convenience, because he can have contacts that they can use if they ask and if he is willing to give it away. But also because I love having fun with that. Me looking at Momo, I love that I got him to be on friendly terms with the temple lady. You know the one. I love it so much. But yeah. He might or might not know stuff. And by that I mean, everyone in this TTRPG has occult abilities. And the players, they were allowed to pick them themselves, mostly. And it is not common knowledge what Earl's and Blanche's abilities are. But for Earl, he basically has sixth sense, so he can like see the supernatural and everything. He can share his senses, so if he has like an anchor with someone else, he can literally either see through their eyes or like let them see what he sees, like share his sixth sense with them, you know, whatever. And he has remote viewing, so basically he can see things happening even if he is not where that thing is happening, right? Within boundaries, what are the boundaries? I'm not gonna tell anyone. That's for me to know, because I do not want to have light in case I decide that it is not accurate anymore. But yeah. Basically, what he does is, especially when he's not there, when he's in the smartphone, me looking at him in his smartphone. Like, how is he gonna be helpful in his smartphone? Easy. He shares his senses with someone else, uses remote viewing to see what's going on, and lets the other person know that that is where you need to punch, because that is where the spirit is. Also, maybe do not punch. Actually, try to solve it some other way, but if you need to punch, then I guess that is so. But yeah. To punch, yes. If anyone was there for the last OC stream, you will remember Blanche. And one of her abilities was basically punch the ghost. Actually, it's called energy disbursement, and she doesn't have to punch anything to do it. She could do it otherwise, but it is for the looks. It is for the aesthetic, you know? So yeah, my old man cannot punch down a wall. This is an old man, please keep that in mind. Not punching down any walls anytime soon. But maybe soon. I think that covers the TTRPG version of Earl. Except, I do want to show you one thing, which no one has seen yet. Ta-da! Here's a picture of himself using his abilities. Don't worry about it. I just put a lot of effort into it, so I wanted to show it off. But yeah! Yes, this is what happens. This is what happens, Krisha. This is what happens when you try to make a pun. Earl comes over and evaporates you. But also that means I can now go over to my most beloved old man. Point 2. 0.2 version. Question mark. This is my beloved old man. This is my beloved old man for VTM. Because this beloved old man touches the screen with love is actually a VTM OC that I made. Now see, if someone read it beforehand, on the slide before this, he was supposed, like, the OG concept for Earl was autistic youth absolutely obsessed with the occult goes to study folklore and become obsessed with it. That was the OG plan. And I was saying that, like, oh, but making him older, like, I don't have any older OCs. Like, I want a few older OCs. Like, you know. So that's fun, right? And I wanted him to do that. Now for VTM, it makes more sense that I pointed out that he is trans. He is old. Old-ish. Older. My old man is over 200 years old. I had to do the math. I put down when he was born and everything and how old he is, and then I did the math. I was like, oh my god, you're old. Oh shit, you're old, man. So please do not worry about that. He looks 59, but he is much older, unfortunately for everyone. But yeah, he's fun. But that is why I said, you can't imagine how bad it would have been for him back when he was actually, well, alive the first time around. Because that would have been in the 1850s. He was born in the 1850s. And, now see, I don't want to say that that's a bad time to be trans. But I do want to say that that's a bad time to be trans. Also a bad time to be trans and get turned into a vampire who reverts back to your OG state every single night. Because what do you mean I can't have gender affirming surgery after I've lived for 150 years and the surgery is now actually available? What does this mean? Why are you doing this to me? Is basically what's going on. Wait, what? Oh shit, it is. It is. Sorry, I checked out the emote that you were talking about, Momo. It is a bit glitchy. Oopsies. But yeah. Now, we start with my wonderful Salubri kindred at the very beginning. And by that I mean the backstory that I have half written out, which Momo has half read because I never bothered finishing typing it. Mostly because I cannot use the exact backstory for a VTM game specifically, because I could not get my hands on a Changeling book at first. So I was like, okay, well, I can just make it up, right? And then I got my hands on, like, the Changeling book for, like, rule book for the game. And realized that maybe not. Also, I got a bit bored of reading through a Changeling book because I was sitting there like, it's not pretty. I'm so easily persuaded by optics. Like, what do you mean I stopped reading the one thing I was interested in because I couldn't get into the aesthetic of the book? Also because I couldn't get into what they were talking about. Because you could basically be changelings and a changeling and a changeling. And I didn't like the lore that they had for changelings specifically. It makes sense in the great scheme of things with, like, the World of Darkness lore, so I'm not against it. I just do not like it for my own changeling lore. You know how it is. Changeling V5 real soon. Yes, totally not the Lulu. Hey, if Gold Vein 2 can come out and God Eater 4 is probably in the works, then this is not the Lulu at all. I say while actively being the Lulu about God Eater 4. But yes, that is why the backstory that I'm about to tell you guys is going to get adjusted for the game where I will be playing him, because I cannot really use him for that in that sense, because changelings and the Fae have quite a big part in it, actually. Now, my beloved Salubri has been born in the 1800s as a daughter to a couple running a small vegetable stall next to a bookstore. Earl gained a thirst for knowledge very early in their life, as they were allowed to read through some of the discarded books. They grew especially fond of folklore and stories of the supernatural. Since young, their dream was to own their own little private library, but with the finances of their family and the little options for wealth gained for daughters that didn't include marriage, Earl had to give up on that dream and instead began their own research of folklore. Their reputation, until then snidely referred to as a dreamer, took a turn for the worse when Earl began to present more masculine, until finally fully appearing male, introducing himself as Earl. Now see, very bad thing to do in the 1850s, in the 1800s actually. In the 1850s is when he got turned. In the 1800s, horrible idea. Horrible idea to decide to go around appearing male in the parts of the lands that know you since you were little. Now, if you go and you travel somewhere else and you start presenting male, probably no one's gonna bat an eye. Why would they? But yeah. Maybe not the best idea. I love my silly man though. He did his best. He absolutely did his best. Now, I'm gonna skip over some things because we're gonna go into this when we are talking more about the VTM specific part for Earl. Because I don't want to make myself sad yet. But basically, what I haven't written down yet, because this is all I wrote down for the backstory of Earl, and was like, I'm gonna finish it later. I didn't. Is that how he became Salubri is because of his folklore studies. He actually got in contact with the Fae folk. And specifically two of them who grew, well, maybe not fond, but interested enough in him that they were keen on keeping him around. But why would the Fae do anything on their side that would work out, instead of getting a Salubri vampire interested in changing Earl for them and making him a kindred that lives eternally? So basically, did they trick, did they not trick? I don't know. They did, however, promise information that would be beneficial to the Salubri sire and their own pursuit of Golconda. Yes, I got the name right, it's Golconda. So yeah, basically Earl did get turned because the Fae really wanted him to be turned. And that is how that came to be. Also Salubri because they thought it would be the most fitting, not specifically for any other reason than the most fitting because they thought it would be fun. Because something that is not represented on the picture of Earl, which is also a reason why I have to redesign him for a VTM game, is Salubri have a third eye on their forehead. They cannot hide it except for like with a hat or something like that, or like a scarf. And it's very obvious. If he uses his kindred abilities, I almost called them vampire abilities. If he uses his kindred abilities, the eye starts bleeding. Salubri are being hunted. Their blood is especially delicious to the people. They're gonna, if they're hungry enough, they're gonna go into a frenzy if they smell his blood. He bleeds every time he uses his disciplines. I'm convinced these Fae were little assholes. Also, it's totally not my fault that it ended up this way. Don't worry about it. My opinion on the Fae is totally not my opinion on what I have done to this poor OC, okay? Two different things entirely. But yeah. Apart from that, I can now tell you why he's blind on one eye in the Occult Clad TTRPG. It is because I decided I'm gonna give him a third eye everywhere I can give him a third eye. So if the source allows me to give him a third eye, I will do that. If it, however, does not allow me to give him a third eye, because there is no, let's say, there are no races with like a third eye on their forehead or anything. In that case, he will always be blind in one eye. He's always gonna have some kind of issues with eyes. Because I'm so nice to him, okay? I love this old man, I swear. I swear I do love him. So yeah, that is like the base background story. After that, he did learn a lot from his sire. He continued his studies of the occult. He did his best not to get killed because Salupri are not that popular. I think me trying to remember if in the 1850s he would have still had like an okay-ish time without being hunted down, or if they would have already gone after the Salupri at that point. But yeah, he has been doing his best to survive. He has been doing his best to get his own little library together, okay? Everyone trust me. He is doing his best. Even though I do not have I did not have the XP to buy him the dots for the library, so I'm sitting here like, this man needs more floors. He needs more floors. I need him to have a library. So yeah. Which brings me to the next part, which is his actual VTM stuff that I wrote down for the game. This is gonna be interesting for Mo because it's the stuff that I have not sent to you yet. Yes, Crusher, do not worry. What is going on? What is happening? Why are you looking around this worriedly? Are you worried for my old man? You do not have to be. He's doing fantastic, actually. I made him neutral. You guys. He's neither with the Camarilla nor with the Anarchs. Because me sitting here like, no one would want him anyways, right? Like, on the one hand, yes, he would probably have a chance to get in with the Anarchs, probably. Maybe the Camarilla, if he could give them enough benefits. Oh. But I'm also sitting there like, oh no, he already has so many enemies just being Salupri. He's not gonna have a great time. And then I made him neutral on top of everything else. So, like, you know, it will never have any consequences. You're exactly right, Momo. No consequences for this old man ever. Now, you see, because I did not like the changeling law we had in the books, in the rule books, but also because the changeling law does absolutely not work with what I had in mind for Earl's backstory, I had to change something. And the most important thing is, why would his sire turn him? Salupri are known for not turning people without a good reason. Most, like in the rule books, at some point it says that there is a thing about Salupri turning a kindred shortly before they reach Golconda to kind of pass on their curse. But also sometimes for like other reasons someone will be embraced. For Earl, I have now established that he got embraced for his unquenchable thirst for occult knowledge and his urge to share this knowledge. His sire believing that, if given enough time, Earl could find a way to lead kindred into a future where there's no longer a single vampire forced to give in to the inhuman side of their beast. If he also found a way for sure achieving of Golconda, then that would have been considered an additional positive, but mostly Earl got turned because his sire believed in his research, in Earl's research and his thirst for knowledge, and the belief that Earl would continue to try and get there, to make basically being a kindred just another side of being human. Like, because if you do not have the beast, then in theory, everyone should have the ability to be an upstanding citizen. And maybe if you don't have the beast, maybe you're able to go into the sun again. Probably not, but like, you know, we can dream. We can dream. But yeah, that is now his reason for being turned. Basically, go do more research, boy. You're getting old. At 59, he was already kind of at the end of his lifespan for a human back in the 1800s. So basically, it was turn or die. It was either I turn him now or he's gonna die in a couple of years, and there will not be any more research, and he has already made like enough breakthroughs, question mark, if you can call them that, or compiled enough information that I believe that he can get to where he needs to be. Then, back when Earl was first turned, he spent a lot of time learning from his sire and even more time to unearth more information about all the other clans. With mixed success. And mixed reactions. Because it's probably not a good idea to go digging around about other clans and what their deal is and like all of the information about them. Like, Earl, please. Me sitting here like, Earl, please. Please stop putting your nose into other people's business. I know you want to know, and I know I want you to know. Boss, Earl, you're gonna get yourself killed early. I say to the 200-year-old old man. Nowadays, he does still do his research and tries to get his hand on any new information that might be available. Also, keeps eyes out for any old or unknown texts that might resurface. Because, like, you know, the old texts should have even better information than maybe some of the new ones. Like, reading through the new ones, good idea always. You should never not do that. Like, new findings are always a good thing. But also, you should pay attention to the old things, is kind of his opinion. So, yeah. Now, as much as he likes to interact with others and share the knowledge of his interest, he is acutely aware of his standing as a salubri, and as such he does put his own survival quite high up. Not necessarily high enough to give in to his beast, if that's his only way of getting out of a bad situation, but it has not killed him yet, so it's probably fine. Also, he does use his abilities and whatever connections he has managed to scrounge together to not get into bad situations in the first place, which is probably for the best. Maybe he can smell the danger. Maybe it's like a sixth sense. Maybe it's like, I feel something is off. I think I should leave this town, this city. Who knows? Maybe that is how he survived until now. Maybe that is how he got out of bad situations, by not getting into them in the first place. He will often go out of his way to try and bring Kindred back onto the quote-unquote right path. His goal is to provide options for the lost souls to follow. He does tempt them with what a life closer to humanity could offer them instead, which is one of the points that I put down. I give him the merit of eating food. He is able to eat food, which is not something that Kindred usually do. Like, he has to expel it in some way, shape, or form before the end of the night, like before he has to go back to slumber. But he can eat food, and it even tastes like good-ish to him. And I am so gonna take advantage of that. We're gonna gaslight gatekeep Gerbils our way through this, don't worry about it. Now, how does it work? Trying to get Kindred on the right path, but also trying not to get yourself into bad situations? Now see, he will not stand in the way of the ones who purposefully and strongly go against his help. So if you do not want his help and you are feeling very, very strongly about it, then he's gonna let you go. He will believe that whatever horrid fate comes after this is their own doing, and that is the only absolution that they can pay. And he is convinced that it will be a horrid fate, because the only thing, if you do not try to stay close to humanity, that can happen is something absolutely horrible, because you reap what you sow. Also, if he secretly hopes for one of his siblings from the warrior cast to still be around to take care of the wayward kindred, then that is only for Earl to know. He's never gonna mention it, but like, if he is like, oh my god, I hope there's still like a warrior brother or a warrior sister out there somewhere. I hope they get him. I hope they get this person, because they are dangerously close to letting their beast take over and becoming a danger for the humans. I hope the sibling comes over and takes care of this very specific kindred. Also, that's the point where I get sad. My man, my beloved, he has points in melee, specifically swordsmanship, and he does know the basics, because as his parents said, and I quote, "If you want to act like a boy so bad, then you better work hard like one. That will set you straight in no time." Basically saying that, like, oh, you're just being delusional. You're gonna realize that you do not want to be a boy as soon as you have to lift a finger, and you cannot just sit around and read your books all of the time anymore, or help out with the vegetable stand. No, you have to do actual dirty work now. And I was sitting there like, oh, that's so mean though. It did not set him straight. He is still trans. He is still a guy. He's still a man. And did not do anything for him. He did, however, not have a proper teacher. And that means he could only learn so much. His knowledge can only go so far. He has 2 dots in melee. So, that's that. So he's like not the worst. He's not the best. He has learned even more things throughout the years. It's mostly just little tricks and everything. And Momo, listen to me. I'm giving my boy a cane. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm giving my boy a cane because he's an old man, you know, and he's gonna fit the aesthetic. I swear, I'm giving him a cane. And wink, wink. There's nothing wrong with that cane. Wink, wink. But yeah. Now, some more points about my beloved old man. He has 4 dots in occult. It is the thing that he has the most dots in, which should not surprise anyone. That's like his entire thing. He does have... Now see, at first I was like going with, I should go with the... He's a specialist kind of build. And I was like, no, actually no. I should go with Jack of all trades, because he has been around for long. He would have been able to pick up a lot of things that he is not necessarily good at, but that he has picked up over the years. Like, he's old. And with the XP that I had, I couldn't give enough like points extra. I was doing the math and I was like, okay, if I use the Jack of all trades, then I have to buy a dot for occult, which is gonna be expensive, because I need the 4th dot, which is like, how many points were that? I wrote it down, which is like 12 points just for this 1 dot, if I did my math correctly. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, it should be 12. I was like, okay, so I will need 12 for this alone. So let me do the math of if it's gonna be cheaper if I go with Jack of all trades in the beginning and then add to that, or if it's gonna be like cheaper if I go with the specialist and then add like smaller things to it, right? And so I went with Jack of all trades, and I really like it. He's doing really well. Yes, that's in everything but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Which is fun. He also has 2 dots in melee. My man has gotten into a bar fight before, don't worry about it. Into multiple bar fights. It's very unfortunate. Growing up back in that time, you would not have a good time once the people find out that you are trans, or that you, quote unquote, believe to be a boy. He has surprisingly high humanity. Well, why is it surprising? It's not surprising. He has like 8 dots in humanity. Might get more, might not. I do love him so much. Now, my man, my poor man. He is so flawed. I gave him the flaws in the beginning. I was like, okay, let me look for all of the flaws that just quote unquote make sense. You know, there's like 2 flaws that he has because of the way he feeds already. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like 2 flaws from feeding, that's okay. We can live with that. And then I made it worse for him. Like, he's already looked after because he's a salubri. Now, because of the way he feeds, he's also a masquerade breacher. Because I made him a consensualist, which means he cannot drink from anyone who is not consenting to it. Which means they have to know that he is kindred and needs blood. Because, like, they need to know that they're about to be bitten and they can't say no if they don't want that, right? My poor salubri man is being a masquerade creature on top of everything. He is so getting his ass haunted. Also, he's knowledge hungry for folklore, so there is gonna be a very fun time for him. And it just makes sense. My favorite flaw that I gave him is archaic. He literally cannot use technology. He's too old for it. He's too old and technology has passed him by and he doesn't understand what's going on. He literally is not allowed to get dots in technology because I gave him this flaw. Me gives him the flaw. Ah, yes, wonderful. Reads the flaw. Yeah, also, your character cannot gain dots in technology. Me, even better. Perfect. Thumbs up. It checks out with him. He's so bad at technology. He's so old. I love him. But yeah. My favorite merit that I gave him is still eat food. Also, I want to give him a library so bad. You need more flaws, my man. I'm sorry, we're going back to the drawing board. You need more flaws. I need like at least 3 or 6 more XP. 2 more flaws for you, my boy. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You only have 8 at this point. You're doing great. I know. Don't worry. I know, Momo. I know. That's why I told you about it. I was like, I've run out of, when did I tell this to you? It was like yesterday or the day before. That's like, you know, where I was like, yeah, no, I've run out of XP, so I cannot give him that one thing for, what was it? Not the Haven. Because there was like a merit where you were like really excited for someone to take it. Right, no, it was for the Haven, to deck out the Haven with like security and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no, I don't have the XP for that anymore. You were like, you could always give him more flaws. I was like sitting there like, he already has so many. Also, don't worry, I only gave him the flaws that make sense. And then Fury, he looks at my old man. He's not supposed to grow too much in any of the flaw departments. Like, in the sense where the flaws are, I have made sure that they are ones where I'm like, yeah, this is something that I don't necessarily want to change about him in the story progression. Except for maybe the Haunted Haven. Maybe I can make it double haunted. Maybe it's gonna not be a haunt anymore if you start stating the ghost. Maybe it's not gonna be haunted anymore. But yeah. This is basically everything I have for my beloved old man. But also, I'm just going back and forth with one of the merits. Because I do want to give him the library. And I have one merit where I'm not sure on it. But also, considering that he has to look out for younger kindred, that he has to look out for fledglings, he should have some resources. So I'm sitting here like, Do I really want to switch them out for his library? That was his one goal in life when he was younger. So yeah. I'll have to think about whether or not I switch it out or not. So yeah. But yes. Now this was Earl, everyone. I hope you enjoyed all of the information about him. And my rambling. I do love him. Unfortunately he is old. Unfortunately he is way too into folklore. Unfortunately I have given him a lot of flaws that have to do with folklore because of it. Because I know he would appreciate it. I love him too. This is my old man. I am thinking about taking off his little mustache for the VTM game actually. Because he, in the Occult Club TTRPG, he does have the access to like gender affirming care and everything, or hair transplants. VTM might be a bit of a bigger issue because, you know, reverting back to your previous looks every single time. So yeah, that's fun though, right? Okay, so everyone, we have a drum roll for our next OC, please. Next one is the OC that has been given to me by Momo. And the next OC is one that I personally like very much. He's so horrible, I love him. Everyone say hello to Seraph. You know, like the font. It's okay. That was Momo's joke. I do really like it though. Now, before we go into Seraph, we do have some warnings for everything about Seraph. We have warnings for power imbalances in relationships, emotional abusive tendencies, sadistic tendencies, stalker behavior, and very unhealthy relationships. Say hello to him. Isn't he great? He does not look like anyone who would needs to come with a warning, right? He's so funny. I do like him. Now see, let's start. Age is, let's see, I was 30 in 1140 AD and was embraced around that time. I'm not doing the math, I'm pretty sure it's written down in your documents, so, you know. But man's old, very, very old. Yes, so old. I am me looking at my old man and then looking at yours. Actually, I think my old man is actually still spry and youthful in comparison. Now, his occupation is, on paper, I co-own any establishments my rose has domain over. Huh? What else? Well, if you don't already know. Also, you cannot see it, but the my, Momo did bold that in the document, so the my rose. Yeah. I hope you're catching the drift, everyone. Now, we're going to read through the abouts, because I had to skip, like, yeah, I've had to skip the last 2 points, because they couldn't fit on the overlay anymore. Now, every time Seraph introduces himself with a cringe-ass name joke, Ash's urge to deck him in the face rises. Yes. Seraph does not have a last name, Seraph just has a pun. Ready. He was born as Elisha, though the ones who still even know this can be counted all on one hand. My friends called me Eli, once upon a time. Said friends are more than likely dead. Now, depending on the game and how Momo feels, he's either Clan Nosferatu or Clan Banu Hakim. But Momo, thank you for going with Nosferatu for this one. I love him being in Nosferatu. Ciel really hates him more than she does already, if it's the variation that's the same clan as her. And you know what? She should. She deserves a bit of hatred. In her heart, I guess, is where the hatred is stored. But she deserves a bit of it. Now, having him directly after Earl feels a bit mean because he's the most technological competent grandpa. And you see that's an affront. That's mean. But also I love him for that. It's the two sides of the grandpas. It's the grandpa who can show off that he knows more about technology than you, and the grandpa who calls you because he just quote unquote deleted the internet. So yeah. He's a very renowned information broker in the Unlife, and while neutral on paper, it's an unspoken agreement that he's Anak in all but name so long as Ash is Anak aligned as well. Momo had to Google if albinism was a thing for Dark Ages for both versions of his backstory, and yay! Momo is in the clear, it seems. Love that. Now, thank you for the introduction of, hey, so Seraph is awful and I hope it really comes across that way. And then Momo followed it up with all of the trigger warnings that I have already read out to you, but let's go through them again. Trigger warnings for power imbalances in relationships, emotional abusive tendencies like love bombing, sadistic tendencies and stalker behavior, a really unhealthy relationship, like no matter how both parties view it, what Seraph and Ash are in is not a healthy relationship. Yes. Please keep that in mind, everyone, as we go forward. And if you do not want to hear about any of that, it's okay. I understand. Please feel free to go and watch something else that is coming without the trigger warnings, basically. But yes, first thing Momo does is apologize to me because this went on for quite long. Also, Momo thinks some parts that should go together are not together because while writing, Momo kept losing the train of thought to double back on fact checking. So, don't worry about it. Don't be sorry. Yeah. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, everyone. There was never a time that Seraph was at a disadvantage in both life and unlife. Probably. He was born with a silver spoon, the second born of a noble house in Constantinople of the Byzantine Empire era. Seraph, then Alicia, didn't mind in the slightest that he was an heir or anything like that. In fact, while he was given the same tutelage as his older brother, as he was the quote-unquote spare, he had less eyes on him in comparison and overall far more flexibility to do as he pleased. There really are two sides of a coin, man. It's not even the same coin, it's just two sides of a coin. In fact, it was that freedom which gave him the time to discover and unravel that certain servants were clearly more than meets the eye. Slow down your horses and keep your patience in check, my friends. It's not vampire time just yet. Okay, that's not even where I was going. I was thinking, oh my god, we're having spies? Already? Oh my god, yes they were! Read the next sentence. Yeah. They were spies hired by his father, and said spies managed a network that ran throughout the whole of Constantinople. He easily convinced his father to allow additional tutelage under the spies, insisting he could further help him and his older brother in times to come. Let's just say he went from being tutored by said spies to eventually being in charge of said spies. He had court access which helped with his whole spy network thing he ran, even sometimes worked with the state for intelligence work due to his social position. Even wanted to recruit them, but why work for them when his own house gave him more freedom? I love this man so much. He was already horrible in life. I love him so much. I was about to call him a snake, but you know, if I call someone a snake, I mean this very positively and delightfully. He's so fun. Of course, with all his knowledge at his fingertips, with all the comings and goings of the political intrigue and ancient conspiracies, he eventually learned of a far darker side of his beloved city. Well, beloved because it was interesting. Let me add that Seraph was a cold sob. Oh, son of a bitch. You mean? Question mark? Who sought entertainment in the happenings around him and was never motivated to do anything unless he thought it would be enjoyable to see and revel. Doing anything for goodness sake? Not in his books. Okay, he is a son of a bitch. Let's go. Seraph, you got a new title. Let's go. What is hubris to a rich young man given musically everything all his life and who thrived off being the most self-proclaimed, knowledgeable man in Constantinople anyway? So, he dug and uncovered the kindred of the city. It is here he either caught the eye of a Nosferatu or as a might, Banu Hakim Ancient. For this OC breakdown, Momo will just be using Nosferatu for the backstory. Thank you! Seraph is Menhara? Wait, wasn't there like a similar word in VTM actually? For something old? No, it's like a thing where you can take a flaw of like, you look like, it's like a looks, is it a merit? It was a merit. It also sounded like something like Menhara, if I remember correctly. It's not the same word though. Basically, it's like an unnatural beauty, and you look like the specific kind of vampire kindred. I forgot the exact name though. I read about it and was like, oh, that's fun. I think there's also a lore sheet thing for it, but I'm not sure about that. So, at around 30 or so, around 1140 AD, he became a member of Kindred Society. Yes. I know Menhara is not what I was talking about. I was just really reminded of it. Animu girl. Very cute. Very cute indeed. Seraph was actually rather well known among the Nos, and some were even already eyeing him for the potential to have him as their childie. His sire, in particular, knew that a noble with established spy training and court connections would be invaluable to a Nosferatu, as it would have been so perfect to have someone who could move in both high society and the underworld. Like, sure, the child could only work during the night and would have to be covered up, but hey, small stuff comparatively. Anyways, some small tidbits about Sarah's sire. They were modeled during Justinian's reign, 527 to 565 AD, the height of Byzantine power and expansion. They were actually even a spy in Justinian's intelligence networks. They were an administrator who uncovered supernatural secrets by accident. Oops! By the time they met Alicia, they were a central figure in Constantinople's underworld, with centuries of experience in Byzantine politics and intrigue. So what I'm hearing is, the reason Seraph can be Seraph is because Seraph was too strong always, and had too good backings always. Like, forget about his noble family. He even had a sire who was way too, let's say, powerful at that time already. Anyways, all of that to say, did you know my precious did nothing wrong ever in his life? Baby is a 6th generation elder who, as of 2025, is 915 years old. That's old, man. Maybe he'll get the century together. But Momo, wait, I hear you say. If he's 6th generation and elder, what about the beckoning? Everyone? The beckoning, basically, is a call to the elder vampires from the desert, where they're basically kind of forced to go there, because the call is, well, beckoning them. And that is where they go to sleep. They go to sleep for however long. They'll wake up at some point, probably. If they wake up, they're gonna be very hungry. Anyways, For you see, my definitely curious people listening to this definitely eager to know about VTM lore. There are ways to actually combat the beckonings hold on oneself, and Seraph used the most fuck up version of quote unquote, but the power of love is stronger actually. Yes, I'm actually saying his obsession with Ash is far stronger to deal with. Sarah was never made to be playable anyways, and was in fact crafted to always be the stronger party, that no matter what Ash did, he would never actually balance the dynamic between him and Seraph, and it's so fucked up and I love it so much, and let's keep going, please. RIP my storyteller who had to constantly make constant willpower expenditure rolls for him in every game, every in-game night though, lol. Fun. What did he have to fight against? Oh, against the beckoning. My bad. I forgot about that. Actually, more in depth, the obsession is indeed that string considering it has been a thing since way back when, in Sarah's early kindred years, and lasted to modern nights. The beckoning is doing baby numbers in comparison. I'll come back to this later, but this is for the imaginary people telling me, but my character narratives make no sense. I had to say it in that tone because Momo used the SpongeBob mocking Mr. Krabs kind of font. Back to the Dark Ages. He adjusted way too well to his new unlife, I fear. Well, I mean, sure, he's deformed due to the clan bane and the whole night-only situation, but other than that, also does not see the blood diet as an issue at all. Of course he doesn't. He was also already known as the shadowy brother in the family, so really nothing has changed. More than he really started to just stick to the Byzantine nightlife. To be so real, what he does is not so different to what he was doing prior in his opinion, just a lot more supernatural matters involved. What does change, however, is the sudden urge to grow in power, a desire which he didn't quite have in his mortal life, i.e. satisfied with just being second-born whilst using his free time to seek out secrets. Of course, with some prodding, his sire says, quote, power for kindred comes of age and time. Well, okay. They also offhandedly mention diablerie. Of course they did. Of course that's how he finds out about it. Of course that's how he did. Me sitting here like, of course that's how he got that idea. Of course. Of course he wouldn't just accidentally do something like that. Okay, to set things up for what's to happen, sit yourselves down, boys, girls, and envy beloveds. I'm indeed holding this OC stream to actually give you a VTM history lesson. No, you can't leave. I'll be sad if you do. Don't make Momo sad, everyone. Please stay seated. Also, as I'm doing this, all my memory, some VTM lore expert is gonna come in here and fry. No one's gonna fry you. Not for sure. Totally not. The dragon! Sorry, I read the last words of the sentence. I am very intrigued by the dragon because I read the lore sheet and it's like about these three people at the dragon and they were polyamorous. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that is the same dragon that we're talking about right now. Okay, sorry, let's go on. In regards to the setting, there was this Simitsi kindred who called himself the dragon. He was the favorite child of the Simitsi Antediluvian, i.e. clan founder, so big deal. Let's go. He was also one of the Trinity rulers of Constantinople. Yes! Oh my god, I forgot that was in Constantinople. They wanted to create a utopia in there. He was also one of the Trinity rulers of Constantinople, which, hey, is where Seraph is right now, with Michael de Toriado and Antonius de Ventu. I'm gonna be so honest, Momo. The reason why I was so interested in the lore sheet with these three was because I was like, oh, maybe that would be interesting for Blanche. So I read through the entire thing. Okay, let's keep going though. He even represented the Holy Ghost in the vampiric Christian Trinity. Antonius was father, Michael was son, which wild, considering the vampiric roots. Oop. Not content to transform only his body, he saw himself as an agent for metamorphosis of the world. Through the power of philosophy and passion, he initiated the rise and fall of kingdoms and beliefs. He also believed physical transformation could lead to spiritual enlightenment. Anyways, Antonius was betrayed and destroyed in 796, long story, and that broke up the Trinity. The Dracon left Constantinople after this, so he was already gone by 1140. Seraph was not embarrassed. He was embraced. He's never embarrassed. Hey Mama, why was this important then? Shush, I'm getting to that. It's actually so funny to read your notes. Sarah's sire had contact and allies with this group called Obertus. The Obertus, or Draconians, were the Tzimisce faction of the Trinity and later a Revenant line. It originated over 800 years ago in Constantinople as a ghoul family of scholars and clerics dedicated to an ancient Tzimisce known as the Dracon. Hey, see? This is why I set that up! Fun fact, originally the Obertus was a family of scholars, monks and clerics who served the Tzimisce lords Simeon and Gesu in Constantinople. This group was the hidden faction within the Trinity. They were responsible for the esoteric philosophy of enlightenment that fueled the dream, such as overseeing the monastic orders in which Cainites hid. Other fun fact, they teach philosophy of purity through an understanding of cruelty and suffering. Fun! Also, FYI, just for... Oh, okay. Okay, this is just for me. Okay. Thank you. Also, give me like a second. My nail got stuck on something. Where's my... No, I lost it. I lost my nail file thingy. Well, guess I will have to live with that. Okay, back to Seraph, who was Alicia still. I just kept using Seraph so y'all wouldn't get confused, but I'm gonna now. Okay, thank you. As both Nosferatu and Tzimisce worked in shadows and information networks, and that Obertus were still active in Constantinople in 1140, after the Dracon left, i.e. by running monasteries and serving as the intellectual/spiritual arm of the remaining Tzimisce presence, Seraph was considered valuable to their networks. Of course he would be friends with the Tzimisce. Of course he would be buddies with them. Alicia met a kindred called Theophanes, who was very into the whole philosophy of purity bit specifically, and Alicia found him mad entertaining. And it helped that Theo was smart and good at his own spy work. Sorry, it was mad entertaining. Alicia, through Theo, learned about the more historic bits about vampiric lore, as Alicia was very good at getting people to talk if he wanted. Plus, he was actually getting really frustrated with his sire, who was just drip-feeding him info. Because his sire was observant and knew he had to keep Alicia under a tighter leash until he knew for sure Alicia could be trusted with info. The whole bit about diablerie was not from the sire first, but Theo, which led Alicia to ask his sire, and naturally, the sire was tight-lipped about it when questioned. Honestly, for good reason, I fear. Speaking of tight-lip, Alicia notes that history aside, Theo was really cagey about the finer details of the Tzimisce bloodline, and that he refused to teach Alicia their disciplines. Is that why you do not have flash crafting? No flash crafting for this man. Alicia, who as far as he was concerned was being really nice and patient with Theo, basically went, "Oh, okay, bitch." And then ate Theophanes. Never mind. Never mind, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have seen it coming. I didn't, and for that I am disappointed in myself. And then he ate Theophanes. Let's go. Poor Theo, never stood a chance. Actually, he should have. But like, you know what? Fair enough. YMMV. I do not know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let's go. Your mileage may vary. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Me sitting here like, you might make vampire on? I was really trying to get anything there. Okay. Your mileage may vary on if Alicia liked Fear as a friend at all and only started becoming a bit too push for info and got impatient when Fear would not budge, or because of what Isaiah said about the Tzimitzi that Alicia solely went into this purely with the goal in mind to get info regardless of how he would do it. The flesh crafting was a nice bonus. Of course he has flesh crafting. I spoke too soon. Me, oh, is that why you didn't have flesh crafting? No, never mind. You're doing great, actually. Good for you, man. Who fought back? Obviously. Both when the devouring was happening and later once devoured. Because Alicia, getting knowledge and high on achieving vampiric murder, decided to fleshcraft to fix his deformities. Fun! Also a very Tzimitzi thing to do, actually. Very, very Tzimitzi thing to do. I think he's already embracing that new side of his. Reminder to hydrate, untrim, and stretch. Thank you, Crusher. Everyone, please, 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 drink something, stretch if you can. Let me get a quick sneeze in. We'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Also, I finished the first drink that I brought with me today. Peach iced tea. And now I'm going over to cherry and pomegranate tea. Because I can. Where's that too? Oh, for more translations, let's go. But yes, everyone. Let me just finish stretching for a second and then we can continue. Now, let's go. In a good deal of hubris, the really rare ones in regards to all of Seraph's unlife, it did not go well. Canonically, half of Seraph is normal, quote-unquote normal, and the other half is in a state where it looks like skin and some flesh were melted off, like horrible burns, and more will leave it at that, yes. But honestly, considering Nosferatu, pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. Because you can go out like this and people will be looking at you. But also they're just gonna be like, oh my god, that must have been such a terrible accident. Must have been a miracle that you survived. And no one's gonna ask about how did that happen. Because like, are you really gonna be the rude person to ask the obvious burn victim where the burns came from? But also let's move on. Sure, now Seraph would have gotten better at the actual act of flesh crafting in modern nights after all this time, but Seraph is not openly advertising he can fleshcraft, obviously, and, well, he actually took this as a learning experience, that he is actually not so great at everything, and this was a lesson. Just not want to not have done Diablerie again, though, whoops. Of course he doesn't learn, of course. Also, I appreciate him for not kidnapping people and trying out the flesh crafting on them previously and just assuming that he can do it, because like, yeah, you know what, good for you. You fucked up, but good for you for not actively tormenting people beforehand. We need to take our small victories where we can, okay? Also, I get hiccups. Oh no. We're taking our small victories where they are, Momo. We're taking our small victories. Anyways, it did basically ruin his relationship with his sire though, because it doesn't take a lot of brain power after taking one look at Alicia to know that flesh crafting took place, y'all. Ah, shit, can't even hide your diablerie with that. Diablerie was and still is a very big no-no, even in the Dark Ages. Not surprising. Knowing what happened puts the Sire into crisis management mode, as they are a prominent Nosferatu in the city, and they can't just put Alicia on blast without receiving questions, and potential damage to their own reputation. Plus, killing Alicia at this point is kind of too much of a hassle to need to clean up, as Alicia is a noble, a prominent spy in the city, and, well, there are personal reasons. I do think the Sire liked Alicia in the sense that Alicia was, prior to the heinous crime, the perfect protege for them, really. Oh. Well, it's not really elaborated much on the Sire, but there is some kind of cold parental-child relationship to it there, to be honest. Let's go. So, the Sire tells themselves the following to why they didn't feel up to shanking their childer. Sunk cost. Too valuable to waste, too dangerous to keep. Asset preservation. Better an exiled asset than a dead investment. Information security. If I kill them, who else might learn why? Professional respect? They were good at their job, they earn a chance to leave alive. And just very disappointed parent energy. And that might be the worst one. That said, they tell Alicia, leave Constantinople and never return. Plus telling other Nosferatu in the city that that the child is persona non grata. Oh. That's not good. Desire is very much no longer around by modern knights. I'll tell you when communication between Desire and Alicia ceases. Ooh. So it's around 1150 by the time Alicia flees his home city. Man, it hasn't even been 10 years and you already ate someone. It hasn't even been 10 years and he already ate someone. Can't leave any fun for anyone else, huh? Anyways. I do not think he has returned to the city ever, not Istanbul, even if the ones who knew of his all but publicly acknowledged exile to certainly be long gone. Alicia takes this chance to go to Venice, as it would still be Byzantine influenced, and less likely to extradite back to Constantinople. Plus, on the ship right there, Alicia had plotted for his way to regain prominence as a spy in this new city. To TLDR his handful of years there, he indeed has fun applying his Byzantine spy skills to Venetian politics. Despite the distance, his sire made sure to know what Alicia was up to, and in both begrudging and respect kind of fashion, started a point of contact between them for monthly/quarterly intelligence reports, maintaining a professional relationship. Reaching closer to 1180s, however, Alicia hears that Paris has been growing herself as the prime intellectual center with its burgeoning universities and whatnot. He also gets confirmation that there is canine heresy activity on the rise too, meaning prime opportunities for a spy like him. Okay, plus he was getting bored of Venice. Fair. While in Paris, Alicia runs into a canine heresy preacher who he started befriending to understand the religious vampiric mania on the rise during Paris upheaval. Of course, upon meeting said kindred, Alicia, no. Alicia, yes. As he had been collecting information on clans, the Malkavians continued to elude him in understanding. Alicia, having apparently learned nothing the first time around, well, as if the lesson the first time around didn't stick, this time he gets an instant terrible bout of visions and voices he doesn't understand. The most prominent being that of a fragmented glimpses of dark hair, green eyes, roses, and the feeling of a rose being always out of reach. Of course, that's the whole century's worth of prophetic visions. Let's just say for a good while, Alicia is not in the best of states, mind-wise. His sire, by this point, is not of much help, as their contact has grown quite rare. Oh no, that's the worst part. That's the worst time to go missing in action. Once the fog clears though, Alicia gets an irrational pull and desire to make sense of the main prominent vision. In fact, it takes over so much that most of... Oh, wait. Momo, I have a question. Are the Malkavian and the Tzimisce mixing in his obsession to find out about the, he has this irrational pull and desire to make sense of it? But also, what happens later on? Is this, a very fucked up mix of Tzimisce and Malkavian? You know what, valid. I can't say anything against that. Good. Fantastic. I love it. In fact, it takes over most of the 1200s to 1300s. Sure, wherever he goes, Alicia is honing his craft and connections, but it's focused on the desire and need to find D1. He learns to paint to put a proper face to the fragmented visions, and with the rose imagery, he initially jokes that it's likely Toreador related, but each time he tells himself that the insanity does not love with him. Oof. Yeah, the insanity really has a weird sense of humor, huh? He ends up finding both kind and kindred who remind him of the fragments, but each one is off, or not enough, or just doesn't spark the feelings. Sometimes for all of them. When the frustration gets too much, he, quote, modifies them, be it by fleshcrafting or by other means, having the failed subject be awake through all of it, of course. They must learn why and where they failed. We're taking our small victories where we can, everyone. His sire has heard inklings and, on occasion of contacts, is concerned. But like any emotionally constipated parent, doesn't know how to bring that across. A bit before 1347's, Alicia gets what turned out to be the final message from his sire. Something catastrophic is coming. Prepare yourself. Enter the Black Death! That's not good. Now is a good time to say, did you know kindred could become plague carriers? Yeah, the sickness and death all over very much affected both kindred and kind. The infected blood made feeding dangerous and potentially deadly to mortals. Mass starvation as human populations collapsed. Oops. Communication from the Sire ceases entirely, and Seraphim modernized, if he has to guess, would assume something killed the Sire around this time. A lot of information networks shattered around this time, so no reliable way to maintain contact. By the time 1351 hits, as people are recovering from devastation, he decides to take a name change. Vitus, for irony, means life. What, did you think I would serif just yet? Don't worry, soon. Anyways, time to speedrun 3051 to 1990. Oh, let's go. Okay, 1400s to the 1600s, the Renaissance era. Art arrives on the scene with prominence. He starts attending every art showing, exhibition, cultural event across Europe. If it's day only, he sneaks into them, hoping to see the face he wants to see in the artwork. He never does. Starts Toreador hunting and systematically encounters every Toreador in major cities he is in at the moment. Not creepy at all. This is just in case his theory that happens to be a Toreador, of course. Sadly, this means multiple false loves again, with Toreadors who partially match visions, who all meet horrible ends, of course. Is going after kindred worse than the kind he goes after? Good news though, in the late Renaissance period, 1500s to 1600s, guess what happens? Typography becomes relevant to his information networks. Guess what features in that? Fonts! It took so long, but finally we hit the proper name adopt of serif. Anyways, 1600s to 1800s. Network expansion. Serif starts to use the growing information system for work. As the most confident granta, he starts adopting use of technologies like printing, telegraph to expand search capabilities. Mind you, all this while he has been careful to not reveal that he's an old-ass elder. The benefit of making so many false loves is that the He has reasons to turn them into tools. Instead of going out as Seraph just yet, he uses his failed romances for work. Gotta be pragmatic about your resources, no? Those some by this point know of Seraph, but that's a handful. The few Seraph thinks is worth revealing himself to for future references and contacts. The plushie is staring at you? What plushie? It's fine. You have that staring contest with the plushie. You're doing great. Oh, my profile picture oh, oops. Okay, that's what you meant. Yes. Please keep eye contact. 1800s to 1900s. We hit the industrial age. Yay! Starts growing his Seraph identity proper and works himself to every court and independent kindred alike. Becomes an early adopter of photography. Wonder why? Implements newspapers, letters, early phones for work as well. Of course he's careful. He's too old to be making mistakes to break the masquerade by this point. All those past births have been really helpful to teach him to be clean, efficient, and a master at not getting caught. Being Nosferatu really helps with the not being caught bit for sure. He definitely has an international network by this point. By this point though, centuries of unfulfilled prophecy make visions more frequent, urgent, manic, and bordering on actually making him as insane as the Marcus, which is not ideal for Seraph personally. He ends up going into torpor sometimes and disappointment becomes overwhelming. Oh. It makes him actually not kill off some of his ghouls just to ensure he lives on. This starts his whole blood bonding tactic that he realizes is good to keep in his back pocket. Oh, okay. You'll tell us all about his ghouls a bit later. Okay. 1950s to 1980s. We're almost there, guys. Almost to modern nights. Hang in there. Puts time and effort into mastering the newfangled technology. He even has some Shrek and Nat involvement. Something calls to him in his mind. In the back of his mind, it tells him the time approaches. FYI, by this point, both information and black market standings are very secure. Okay, because I kept what year it was vague when I talked about Ash, I will do the same here too. Just now, anytime post the time above. After pages of Momo gabbing with, we hit modern nights proper. Yes, we do. You did so well. See, when Momo was talking about Ash, Momo said that Seraph was insulted by Ash straight up ignoring him. Now with the context Momo has presented, it's complicated. As far as Seraph is concerned, Ash is promised to him. Whether Ash knows of and agrees to this does not matter. Decades and decades of visions have said so. The bits of Tzimitzi bloodline does not help either, of course. Whispering of needing Ash to complete their masterwork, theirs to reshape and perfect. Seraph is built to basically be the perfect stalker. Of course he is. Equally unhelpful is the fact that just being in Ash's presence both lessens and intensifies the voices of want and need all at once. Really, Seraph only has himself to blame, as both vampiric snakes were his own independent choices. That's one way to put it. Hilariously, like I already mentioned, this love is so helpful in preventing the pull of the beckoning. Quote, "The Middle East would take me from my beloved. My rose needs me here." And when the beckoning gets strong, they double down on obsessive behavior and tendencies. So yeah, his love for Ash is literally keeping them from answering a supernatural summons. Coolest party trick Seraph can pull, guys. I'm sorry. If you're wondering why Seraph doesn't do the quote romantic thing and make their blood bond a blood marriage, he's not stupid. Why would he ever give Ash the chance to equalize their power dynamic? Oof. Ash was, while able to still drink from others, a big effect of the blood is that it makes Ash addicted to the high quality blood. Regular Vitae feels weak, flavorless, etc. and going without Sarah's elder blood causes feelings of weakness, irritability, and hunger pangs. Thankfully, Sarah's blood is far more nourishing than regular vitae, and gave Ash easy access to Nosferatu disciplines, of course, so drinking it very often is not as needed much these days. Post-Seraph blood binding Ash and getting the desired effect, of course. And I cannot go into explicit details here, but let me just say, Seraph is very good at tempting Ash to drink from him so there is not a chance of the blood bond fading. Will mention one usual method below, but that is less coercion / seduction to do it, so not quite what Momo means when Momo says what they say here. Okay. Bonus for Seraph is that keenly sensed kindred can tell if there is elder blood in Ash's system, thus needing Ash to rely on Seraph for security purposes, lest he get jumped for being a tasty prime target. Among one other thing, but what that is very far below this textile. Okay. While Seraph has romanticized being the one to have turned Ash, at least the Nosferatu version of him knows it would end poorly on his end as Ash. He says this with love. He's incredulously vain. I mean, honestly fair. Now amount of flesh crafting to fix the Nosferatu Bane will make it up to Ash, who Seraph knows prides himself on being very beautiful. A fact both indulged in and loathed by Seraph. Indulged because Ash is his. Loathed because people will always want to look and touch. Speaking of Ash's vanity, a lot of Seraph's courtships feed into that. Like, basically searching over countries, being so lost and desperate until meeting Ash. Ash knowing, though not certain to the exact number, that Seraph is powerful and that Seraph answers to him, his perception is a delicious feeling, of course. Without you I am nothing, you give me purpose, is a usual favorite. Some things Seraph has done without prompting. Gifted impossible to obtain items, i.e. ancient artifacts, lost artworks. The properties Ash has his eyes on. Swears Ash is co-owner, of course. Subtly eliminates threats, or even petty rivals. A really cringe period where Seraph roleplayed as a, quote, mysterious benefactor, both to see if Ash would pick someone else over him, but it became this really stupid game of being jealous of oneself, and he sometimes just does this again when Ash needs an investor for his club / bar properties or for his more personal fashion projects. Wait, is this... Reading this, I'm sitting here, is this like the Lumiere and what was his name? Xavier situation in Love and Deep Space? Where Xavier is constantly jealous of Lumiere, even though that's literally him with a mask on? Is that what he's doing to himself? Yeah, kinda, but worse, okay. I see. Fantastic. The first time was Seraph just cheekily throwing in an anonymous commission for impossibly expensive, historically accurate period piece, accompanied by another box of rare fabrics of 18th century French silk. Medieval brocades, fabrics that are difficult to maintain in pristine condition in modern nights, but oh boy are they impossibly so. Because Seraph just cannot help himself, he also starts to send vintage sewing tools like mother of pearl scissors from the 1600s, silver thimbles with mysterious engravings, access to private textile archives that span centuries, accompanied with really cringe notes like, your autumn designs remind me of Venetian, I don't know, man. Court fashion. 1580. Ash likes to tease Seraph over these stupid notes post-reveal. Fair. To be honest, whenever Seraph brings up matters of the past to coincide with Ash's personal hobbies, quote, the draping technique you used. I watched Roy have developed that in 1870. It's really that double edge of, wow, I backed someone really powerful versus wow, he could actually kill me at any moment, to be honest. Also, that Seraph is as stable as he is unstable. But you knew that already. Like, Ash could want to study the intricacies of ball gowns, and Seraph would just rock up to the studio like, I brought you Marie Antoinette's actual ball gown. Would you like to study the construction? Insane behavior. Get yourself a lover like Seraph. No one will ever love you like Seraph loves you. Also, I'm joking. Do not get yourself a lover like Seraph. If you can avoid it, actually never get someone like Seraph in your life, except for like if it's literally just a business partner that respects you because you are actually someone that can be respected. Okay, everyone? Despite the power imbalance, both parties do believe the romance is real. Momo's still not gonna elaborate on what happened during Ash's captivity that led to the forced bloodbond. Oh, well, that's fun. What Momo can do, however, is go deeper into their romantic life because Ash doesn't really plan or actively do much in the relationship. Momo said this before, but the interpretation is that Seraph quote-unquote loves more. When they're together, like physically, cause Ash sometimes distances himself from Seraph, Seraph is fine with this, really. He always has eyes on his rose, regardless of distance apart after all. Seraph always makes sure they rise together by sunset. And because there is a built-in in-game mechanic to check if your kindred gets hungry every night, there's a morning ritual of blood offering that Seraph usually disguises as intimacy, i.e., let me nourish you with something precious. Okay, think sickly sweet, but that borders on gross actually. Oh yeah, no, you see, I get that. Also, hi Blake, how you doing? How's it going? So glad to see you here. We are like maybe 2/3 through the page for Seraph. But welcome. Now, depending on Ash's mood, Seraph will actually suggest on the nightly schedule. I've arranged your schedule to maximize your creative time, framing it like, hey, he's doing Ash a favor, so he has time to work on his craft slash art instead of silly things like managing the bar or club, etc. If Ash is at his studio, Seraph will lurk there the whole time too. Basically, nearby during design work, especially offering, quote, inspiration. Again, depends on Seraph reading Ash's mood, because if the wrong time and vibe, we'll be asked to leave, obviously. You can tell Seraph has really weaved his way into Ash's personal hobby because all best materials, fabrics, and tools come through Seraph. Because his rose deserves to work with only the best, of course. No ulterior motive. If Kay remembers, it's not as if Seraph isolates Ash or anything. Ash would not allow that to happen anyways, but Seraph does indeed monitor everything. And, if kind, should one become too close, well, he uses information networks to create problems for anyone potentially becoming too important to Ash. For the security of the masquerade, of course. Fantastic, I love that. And yes, I remember. Ash had a lot of, had a lot of times where he met our little fledglings when he was the mentor, and also had his entire club and went around having, actual relationships with others. Me looks to the side. Hi, Lee! I'm sorry. I miss Lee sometimes. He was fun. Now, if you're lucky, well, I don't know how lucky you are to be deemed as potentially too influential to Ash anyways. He arranges for, quote, better opportunities elsewhere. If he's in a good mood that evening or something. Again, Ash has other connections, but Seraph is the best one on the list, as he has made himself indispensable by solving problems he secretly created. Now, see, that's the best way to get rid of problems. You create them, you know how to get rid of them. You can plan for how to get rid of them before they have even arisen if you do that. There's also this whole ongoing plot of systematic elimination of Ash's existing coterie bonds, so that's basically his family. I'm just saying there's a huge reason why CL hates his guts. As she should, she deserves to. Sarah's favorite social eliminations though come from the ones that are unwanted company. Because that way he's totally justified. Am I right, guys? Stalkers and adversary, Sarah's favorites. He always removes threats, but ensures new ones appear to maintain independency, and he always arrives at the perfect moment to save them. God, he and Cole can really shake hands. If he knows what threats are about, he even sometimes controls messes / orchestrates the level of threat to maximize gratitude without real danger. Fun fact, Kay. Thing I mentioned before, but Seraph would have swooped in last minute if you guys failed / things were quickly going south on the Tara and Ash rescue mission. Not for you guys or Tara's sake, of course, but you don't need to. I really know that. Yeah, you're right. I'm so glad he did, because we accidentally set our whole gas station on fire. It happens, it's fine. Who put that gas station on fire? It wasn't us. But I'm glad that Ash had a backup plan, even though it was not Ash's plan or anything like that. Now, Sarah's ideal plan is to whittle down Ash's willpower, so the blood bond is stronger. But it's really an uphill battle for him. Don't you feel sad for him? Not necessarily, but I love him. He's so awful, I love him. Seraph does try though, actively. He has like a consultant during Ash's creative work. Like I said prior, a lot of, what do you think about this? Let me offer perspective. So the constant voice / presence becomes part of Ash's creative process, / Ash will mind it less. The real end goal behind this is to slowly lead it so that one day Ash stops making decisions without asking him first, i.e. without Sarah's input. Ash becomes unable to choose anything. This is too delulu of him. Oh no. I mean, good on you, Seraph. You're having a plan. Maybe it would work if Ash was not Ash. Unfortunately, Ash is Ash. If it comes to crucial choices, if Ash hasn't figured out a solution or plan how he personally wants it to go, Seraph presents limited options, all of which actually lead to the result that Seraph wants. And Ash, who does actually trust Seraph on the more serious matters, is more unlikely to think this was playing into Seraph's hands. No, Ash, open your eyes, you're playing into his hands. Okay, it's time to drink. Thank you, Blank. Also, I am very... Let me actually read it out, everyone. Heed my call, O great lords of order. Grant me control over thy domain, and lend me the power to cast hydration. Anyways, it's time to drink, everyone. Also, Momo, can you remind me whether or not the station went kaboom? I do not remember if it went kaboom, or if it was just on fire and burned out. Cherry and pomegranate is really tasty. Okay. Thankfully, no kaboom. Now, see, maybe my girlie would have gotten thrown out of Las Vegas earlier if it actually went kaboom. But yeah. Let's continue now that we've all drunk something, everyone. Hey, did you know Seraph controls a lot of Ash's finances? On liner notes, Seraph actually holds exclusive patronage to a lot of Ash's designs, to generously ensure they get presented to people who will ensure those designs go to high-class, wealthy, exclusive clients, of course, yes. Seraph has gradually taken over all of Ash's financial responsibilities. It's theirs after all, what with living together and co-owning businesses. Like, with the tools, Seraph also just plays into Ash's really lavish lifestyle. The long game is to take care of everything, so Ash, who again is a businessman in his own right, kinda has to be dependent on Seraph. This is a really long game, and unlike the plan of eventual ripping off his autonomy, this one is kind of feasible down the line. Honestly, I can see that, yeah. More and more the detail on how Ash feels about the relationship in his own OC breakdown, but basically there's a part of Ash that is grateful towards Seraph along with the resentment of being bloodbound, but Seraph has it so that it's not as if Ash has his freedom ripped from him, and Ash can do what he wants while a lot of his life has been made easier because of Seraph, so you know. Also the fact that Ash thinks he is in / has a modicum of control in this relationship, but hush, don't tell him. So obviously with all of the above, we all know that Seraph is really a freak. Again, I think you knew that by this point. Let's speak of Seraph's stalker tendencies instead. Prior to meeting Ash proper, Seraph already has a collection of paintings and statues of what he envisioned of Ash. He now has actual pictures of his Rose, from magazine spreads, pictures he took of Ash, of them together and once taken sneakily, and belongings of Ash ranging from clothes, makeup, perfumes and accessories. Pretends to have poor taste in clothes so Ash would dress him, resulting in them having outfits that match. Cute, right? It is. God, I hate him so much. He's so smart. I should have come up with this. But yeah. Like he likes to follow Ash on his hunts, because it brings him joy to know that Ash is not enjoying that meal at all, and also he just likes to watch his Rose at work. Side note that Seraph also loves to be the bad influence in Ash's life. Like, despite knowing Ash doesn't want to do justified killings anymore, he always tries to get Ash to go back to them, because again, he would like to watch Ash at work. His humanity is gonna dwindle down, don't do this to Ash. When not playing corner to the properties and business that Ash owns, should Ash desire to play art curator or as a performer or model, there is no need to worry. Seraph can take care of all managerial duties. Only the best for what it is, of course, and not because he needs to control where and who Ash interacts with. Totally not, that would never be the reason. Sometimes he sits back if Ash is in danger so he can nurse back a really injured darling. After he takes care of the perpetrators, of course, ensuring Ash sees him swooping in to save him. God, he's so fucked up and I love him so much. God, him and Cole would get along so well. You're so right, Momo. There is a reason why you love Cole. And there is a reason why I love Seraph. Still really enjoys the process of taking in all the information, planning steps ahead, and enacting well-crafted ideas. Especially when it comes to hunting enemies of his darling. Of course, again, to be the best husband for his Rose, if he knows Ash favors, shall we say, a fledgling in the city, so long as the interest is not going to be distracting to the relationship, he will play nice, more or less. Kudos if you can actually make him want to help you independently of any ties with Ash. Though if you're asking if he's doing it out of kindness or charity, neither of those. Again, he knows people look and want more when it comes to Ash, so he really does enjoy flaunting their relationship. Ash likes to flaunt himself, thank you very much. More so if you're an unfortunate ghoul of Ash who will never have a feasible shot. My god, Lee. Poor Lee. Of course, outside of Ash-related matters, Seraph, as I said, is a well-established information broker and black market dealer. So even if a kindred does not like him, they have to tolerate him because he's so useful to have around. Some have plotted to use Ash against him or to coerce him to their side, but let's just say keeping quiet that you are a 900 plus year old kindred with all the experience that comes with it is really satisfying to reveal seconds before sending someone to their final death. Also, what are you guys doing over there? I see someone talking about puns. Cash a Cohen and a stack of Crash. You're doing great, you guys. Not the Lyrock god coming back. Anyways, back to Seraph we go. Remember the ghouls, as said Seraph has. They're, of course, favorite, quote, failed prophesied versions of his beloved. He has 3, each with something taken from them because it wasn't right. One has her vocal cords ripped out and mouth downshirt because she didn't sound the way he envisioned, Leia. The other has her irises taken out and replaced with pretty deep green sea glass because her eyes were not the right color, Rosalia. And then last is wrapped in bandages, a fleshcraft project gone horribly wrong to make him look more like Sarah's paintings. At least he sounded pleasing enough, even if it wasn't perfect. Usher. They'll all have obfuscate capabilities at minimum. Yeah, not surprised. They are also less like people and more like obedient, capable puppets, just as Seraph prefers them to be. He has the real deal after all. What deeper reason does he need the fake for other than tools? Does Ash know about the ghouls? I'll leave that up to your interpretation. To be honest, Seraph is not made to be playable, and it would be ridiculous as his disciplines are specifically an elder variation of them plus stats that are really up there. So he's simply a prominent NPC, totally an Ankilla and not elder, my guys. The remaining sections only read if you really want to know, I guess, because it's a mix of trivia and other facts. We're absolutely going to read that. But also, I feel Kay by this point has talked a lot, so you can really stop here. We're not stopping there. There's also a little something else, but who knows what it is? You'll have to read on. Absolutely, we are. Continuing on, old, outdated, and more current connections Seraph has at his disposal. Byzantine Constantinople era. Michael the Toreador, one of the Trinity rulers who, under the tutelage of his sire, Seraph provided intelligence before his exile. Okay, good night, Mish. Please sleep well. Thank you so much for joining us today. Alexia Fiusa, an ancient Ventrue information broker, both a rival and ally in Constantinople. Okay, this was really more of a size rival and ally by Chush. Fair. Friends and the members of the Obertus. You know, which he had. Until he ate one of their guys. I was about to ask, were they still friends with him after he ate one? Okay, no, that tells me everything I need to know. Medieval European period. Hadestad the Elder, who was the founding Camarilla Ventrue of which Seraph was around, and sometimes provided intelligence during the sect's formation later down the road. Helena, the Toreador Methuselah. There we go, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Methuselah, who also was amazingly still sound and kicking. Who was his patron for information on Markavian activities? Akos, of course, but he's not feeling up to telling his secrets on this, too bad. Varys Tremere. During their clan's formation, Seraph traded intelligence on other supernatural groups, which was bold of him because, considering what the Tremere did and no one really liking them, Seraph doing so was a niche of benefits and reputation lows. That checks out. Camarilla formation era. Yes, he was there during and even there for the Convention of Thorns. Rafael de Corazon, Toreador leader of this era and what ensured Zara's fashion and art connections. Lucita de Aragon, a la Sombra information specialist, of which there was just a professional relationship. Jean-Pierre Dassoun, venture with trade networks, of which Seraph exchanged maritime intelligence. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna check chat after we're going through the last few contacts, okay? Sabat was, period. Dangers of him really, but high risk, high reward. A contact point under Goratrix, the Tremere defector who shared information about Sabat movements. Various Giovanni, where Seraph traded with an established and financial intelligence network with. Nice. Modern Knights connections. Information broker network. Victoria Ash. Oh my god, I know her. I know that name. Victoria Ash, my favorite VTM legacy character of Modern Knights. Ooh, a Toreador media mogul who Seraph has for fashion industry connections. For no reason, of course, he just wants to look fly at all times, naturally. Beckett de Gangrel, scholar for academic and historical information exchange. At least before Beckett was lured away by the Reckoning. Your mileage may vary if Beckett knew Seraph was an elder or not, but Seraph felt Beckett was smart enough to have figured it out. And rarely, Anatole the Malkavian prophet. Ooh. Technology era contacts. ShrekNet operators. Seraph's key connection to digital networks. Silicon Valley vampires for modern tech industry infiltration. Media manipulation specialists for more fashion industry with media connections. Fun, right? He has such nice contacts. Look at him go. You're doing great, man. You're going up in the world. I don't think there's more to go up to, but like, you're going up in the world. Now, let's see, Crasher. Funny part is that it comes from yesterday's repo, where a mate of yours smacked you with a fat stack of cash, and you went Burko at him? Oh no. Of course, they were friends. Eating someone wasn't that bad. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. He ain't one of his friends in that group. But you know what? Fair enough. We can like close an eye or both eyes, however we want to. Okay, now for the secret that not even Ash knows of himself, but Seraph does. Ooh. And he uses it to carve out an advantage for himself, of course. So Ash has some of the Daughters of Cacophony bloodline in him. Oh no! That's from Stories of the Daughters lore sheet. Oh no, I don't know if you remember this, Kay, but the first time Birdie met Ash, yes. He was found singing to a crowd. This is important to note. Also was meant to be a plotline down the line, but oh well. It's fine, I do remember that. It's where I picked up the contact card of his that he handed to someone else or something like that. But yeah, it was really fun. Gonna quickly break down the lore sheet for you in order of level. Level 1, Aspiring Idol. Plus 2 dice to singing rolls. Compulsion on failure, shame based. Level 2, Surprise Performance. Once per story, plus 2 automatic successes on public speaking rolls. Can be used after the roll in pairs of presents. Level 3, Wayward Daughter, which is the one... Okay. Wayward Daughter, this one never came into play, of course, because Ash doesn't actually know, so treat this level as a good to know kind of way. Successfully pretends to be a Daughter of Cacophony. 4 deaths to distribute among Status, Hurt, and Marvela. There we go. Treated as a big deal by Kindred Society. Vulnerability, someone, like Desire, knows the secret. Then we have level 4, Songstress Supreme. Plus 4 dice to vocal performances. Stacks with Aspiring Idol for plus 6 total to singing. Gain Stalker's Flaw and Powerful Adversary. Jealous/possessive. This is on top of the Jealous Stalker/lover Ash has for being a Siren Predator type, so... Your boy getting all the wrong kinds of attention. Let's go. Fantastic. We love that. And level 5, Rejuvenating Voice. Plus 2 dice to non-intimidation presence rolls. Plus 2 dice when using Quell the Beast or Obeah. Once per story, restore 3 superficial willpower damage to everyone who can hear. Full scene performance. If interrupted, everyone takes 1 superficial willpower damage. Hey, guess what happened to you in the actual game? No! Oh no, poor Momo! Ash does not know he has this in his bloodline, by the way. Seraph found out through noticing the scent of Ash's vitae, and with the tiniest of a sippy sip, of course. Of course he would know right away. Of course he would. Plus, of course, the centuries of observation lets him identify bloodline traits, and having met would-be daughters of cacophony in past centuries. Plus, sweet, prideful and vain Ash always thought that his performance abilities are just exceptional natural gifts of his. God, no one tell him. No one tell him, please. Either way, because of all the attention, both good and bad, that Ash just thinks is normal when you're as pretty as he is, let Seraph play the role of a twisted protector who has to prevent threats and Ash prevent the threats and protect Ash from them. Let's put it this way, yes. Really funny though, that while Seraph has the blood bond, Ash has a magically enhanced singing voice, so hey, they literally mutually enchant each other. Oh my god, it's the power of love. Some quick fire differences for Banu Hakim Seraph. Hilariously, technically still Alicia, just right as Aliasa, okay. Would have been born in Damascus instead. Still a noble and spy, but Desire wanted him especially during religious conflicts and for court access. Gets to remain an evil pretty boy. Aww. Instead of 2 Diablerie, he would have nom-nommed the Malkavian first and way earlier. Was a corrupt Islamic oracle, a Shira Malkavian spreading madness disguised as divine visions. Even better, unlike with the Nosferatu origins, he could have bullshit a religious justification, canceling heretical false prophecies from Holy Damascus. Technically justified, but Saya would ask that he, quote, seek redemption through service in distant lands. Most of the timeline plays out the same after. The ghouls are now just molded by blood sorcery instead of flesh crafting. I don't know if that is better or worse, not gonna lie. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this fucked up old man who doomed himself by his own hubris early on but managed to thrive and really is never punished. Wow. Everyone, we are at the end of Seraph. Let's go. You did so well listening, everyone. Good work, good work. Now, what do you all think of Seraph? Isn't he the funniest little old man? Isn't he so fun? I think he is. I think he's funny. But yeah, that's it on Seraph. There was a lot. Momo, thank you so much for sharing so much of Seraph with us. I did love him. That was so fun. He is so fucked up and I love him for it. Also, why are you guys talking about kangaroos? Why are you trying to eat kangaroos, everyone? Why are we trying to eat kangaroos? You would still be friends if Crash ate someone. In fact, you'd encourage it and, you know, Crash will do the same. What the fuck? Never mind the fact that kangaroos have the second least meat in the world. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry, Crusher. You're not edible. Don't worry. Please do not eat the kangaroos. I'm pretty sure they are going to be in danger if too many of them are eaten. But yes. Anyone say thank you to Momo? Look at Seraph for a bit longer. While I am muted for a second because my nose is very itchy. Okay, I'm back. Oh good, we're back. We're back on track. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed Seraph, a fucked up little man. Little old man. Currently looking for something else. So please let me know if you have any questions for Seraph that you would like to ask to Momo. And after that, we would be... No, that's not... Oh, why is... Of course. I wanted the ones where I actually wrote them. No wonder I was like, why am I not finding my own documents in the Google Docs? It's because I was looking at, oh, I am not the owner of the documents for some reason. So yeah. There it is. That's why I wanted. Now, because I will let everyone here decide how stupid of a decision I am going to make. And this decision is basically just what we do next. And by that I mean... Is Seraph a little on the crazy side? Well, I don't know. After reading all of this, I'm a bit on the fence. Well, what do you think? Do you think Seraph is a bit on the crazy side? Just a tad, okay. Yeah, that's the feeling I got. Just the littlest bit, the smallest bit. Okay, now everyone, you get to choose. Do you want me to introduce Bailey to you guys with absolutely bullshit stuff that I wrote down? You will still not know where it is from, but I am going to pick and choose what I wrote down for Bailey. I love that you guys are so up in arms, so being like, yes, show us Bailey. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it is. Love the enthusiasm. Love the enthusiasm. Me sitting here like, it's gonna be the stupidest idea. No, it's gonna be into it. Also me, haha. Why is everyone saying so enthusiastically yes? Also, Blank, you would like to meet up with Seraph? No, not the wall. It's gonna keep me warm in the winter months. But also, let's everyone say bye-bye to Seraph. He's about to leave. Bye-bye, Seraph. This is how we are doing it. Because I did not write short things down on Bailey. I was like, no, you just get art. You get art and that's it. Let me know. Okay, wait. First of all, before we go through anything, I'm gonna show you the character sheets that I have shown off before, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Bailey's as designed by Bisk. I still love the designs. I'm gonna be I'm normal, I swear. Why would you go for the one with the case stained glass? No, not that one. That's my favorite one. But yeah. Please look at everything. Now, the design inspiration for female Bailey was your best friend's underrated hot mom. So basically, MILF Bailey. Both Baileys were created to my taste, if you ever wonder, so don't worry about a single thing. Yeah, this is the female version. I do love that she has... I love her little accessories. I'm gonna be so honest, I love her lotus undercut. But yes. And then we have the male Bailey. Also a favorite of mine. He looks so fun. Also, just look at them. Look at them in their non-public outfits. Look at him in his turtleneck and look at her in her tank top. And tell me they wouldn't fit into a zombie apocalypse. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me they wouldn't fit. Like, no one would even bat an eye. Like, they would be able to finally dress that way without people batting an eye at it and being like, that's strange for an orphanage director to do. So yeah. I love Bailey. And then we have this one, which is gonna be the one that's gonna be on screen while I read to you guys. After the character sheets, this was the first character fan art that I commissioned, and it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. Sorry, I swear I'm having normal feelings about this person. Now, in theory, Bailey is not an OC, but with everything going on, Bailey might as well be. Because the creator keeps changing their mind about things. So I'm just picking and choosing the things that I like the best of what they have said. Male and female. Oh, you better be sorry, Blank. It's funny, but you better be sorry. You better be sorry. What the fuck? No, I refuse. I refuse for that to be a legacy on this channel. But yeah. Oh yeah, what I forgot to tell you, Male Bailey was designed with your hot English professor in mind. You know, the one that looks like they couldn't hurt a fly, but they're also really, really hot whenever they're like giving a lecture. Yeah, that's what he was based on for his like everyday outfit. For their more private outfits, both of them got to be more, you know, going into the stereotypes of we're doing violence. Kaylee, actually that's cute. I approve of that. Now see, unfortunately, I gave my Yuma Sona a different name from mine because it felt too awkward to have the same name as my Yuma Sona. So the ship name is different. So yeah. All your English professors were after your life? I don't know. I got along well with all of mine. They liked me. And I liked them. Okay, but let's go in. Now see, I wrote down, I'm gonna read it to you exactly how I wrote it down. Because this is the document that I gave to Momo for writing purposes, for like a fanfiction, and that I gave to Biz as like some knowledge about the character, so they could have that knowledge while they were designing the characters, right? So I'm just gonna read it to you, and you need to know, this is how I write to my friends, unfortunately. This is not what I would give anyone else that I'm about to commission. This is legitimately just for the friends that I commission. Okay, let me start at the top. LOL, of course, this is the first actual information in the Q&A. Bailey pretends to be nice in front of other people. Like, the general townsfolk that is not involved in any criminal stuff or anything. Yeah, they all think Bailey is the best caretaker for any of the orphans. Basically, the consensus is, most people think they are a good and wholesome citizen, and everyone else is afraid of them. Also, I have absolutely trash taste. Bailey is not a good person, you guys. Don't worry about it. I should preface it with that. Bailey, not a good person. Actually, shit person. There's almost nothing that Bailey wouldn't do for money. In brackets, the wedding dress photo shoot is an actual possibility for real, lol. Because you would not believe who wants to put the male version of Bailey into a wedding dress. Specifically the male version, okay? Okay? Specifically the male version has to be in a wedding dress. Also, I want to get fan art of both of them, and both of them in suits, but very specifically, you know, the suits for women, like regular pantsuits, right? But the one where they have their shirt like really far down open. Right? They have it like really far down open, and they're like wearing the blazer like on top, but it's open and everything. It looks like really, really hot, let's say it like that. And for Bailey, the version where he's just wearing like a shirt, like buttoned up, and like the sleeves up, like, you know, folded up. And I think they would both look so hot. This is so hot. They would look so good. Hi Jeff, I'm going crazy. How are you doing? Kay has not that I can fix their mentality. Kay has that as long as they're doing fucked up shit out of my view and I will never find out about it, as you know, I'll be fine. Probably. And at the point where if I were to find out about it after like getting together and everything, it would be like, have you ever seen llamas with heads? It's like, Carl, that kills people. It's like, Bailey, you can't take candy from the child, but make that actually something fucked up, right? You can't do that. But it's like, you know, you're already so deep in. And you kind of love that person, right? Like, oh, come on. Did you really have to do it? But yes. We are doing a special extra. This is, in theory, not an OC. But considering that most of the actual knowledge about this character comes from Q&As and not the source material, and I pick and choose from the Q&A what I actually like because the creator changes the answer on stuff, might as well be an OC at this part. Not the crazy. Okay, I deserve that. I'm like 2 points in. I'm 2 points in. And I'm already crazy over Bailey. I'm sorry. I swear I'm normal about Bailey. I'm so sorry. I still want to commission the same artist that did the art that you see on the screen right now for the female version of Bailey. But the thing is, they only accept PayPal payments, and I don't have PayPal. So I always have to go to my sister to pay anything that I have to pay with PayPal. And she gets so angry at me. Like, she gets so annoyed. I'm like, hey, can I come bother you? And she's already saying like, oh my god, what do you need this time? Like, you know, because I always come over for PayPal. So yeah. Anyways, I'm glad that my unhingedness is still appreciated by all of you guys. Also, yeah, PayPal. I'm just really bad at pronouncing it. Also, I have beef with PayPal, so I will not change it. Okay. Now, what's the next one? I still want to see. Okay, adding on to the wedding dress. Female Bailey in a wedding suit. Like, not the boring ass black ones that most dudes wear to weddings, because what the fuck? Like, the actually white ones where you can tell, oh, it is a wedding suit, right? So, yeah. Adding on to that, maid male Bailey, butler female Bailey. I just really, I guess, like them being in the outfits that are not, quote unquote, meant for their gender. So yeah. It's okay. I do not like the app. It is not my Paul, it is not my pay. We will have to live with this. Bailey has an agreement with the police force in town, which is not surprising. I'm not gonna tell you what is in brackets because that could give stuff away. Not about me, about where they are from. In general, Bailey is really well connected in the town. There's almost nothing that they aren't involved in. The creator explicitly states that Bailey is the most powerful character. Also, whatever this means, the tendrils of their influence also spread outside the town. I literally quoted this from the Q&A. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what that means. Let me just take it word for word. But you know what? I like my guys well connected, I guess. Next point. Damn, the creator really keeps stressing and repeating that Bailey is dangerous. This is so funny. Someone actually asked if Bailey would be willing to forgive a week's debt, a week's payment in exchange for a massage. The answer is no, but also they are really in need of a massage though. I just really find that funny, like, yeah. You're not getting out of that. Also, I love that Bailey is actually involved in the underground stuff, because like, have I seen anything of the underground stuff? No, but it's great to know that it's there. And it just makes so much better sense for when I drop Bailey into the zombie apocalypse. Bailey rejects the happy ending, yes. There are points later on where I'm like, oh my god, you poor thing. But like in the funny haha sense instead of the, oh my god, this actually redeems you, because it doesn't. Okay, we're skipping that next point. The creator makes sure to repeat that the younger orphans aren't like treated super well, but kept safe from everything. Like even from seeing Bailey do any of the shady stuff that Bailey does. Bailey is aware of the town's supernatural side, but they try not to be. Hilariously, Bailey is insecure about their looks. Now see, their looks stat is apparently very high. Like, pretty high. Like, not max out of max, but like I saw the stats that the creator gave us. I was like, actually? Okay. But yeah, so hilariously, Bailey is insecure about their looks. The reason being, they are trying to look like different things to different people. The big bad mafia boss, but also the loving caretaker, and balancing that is apparently very hard. I wonder why. Also, that is why Baileys have two different outfits, or like one outfit that can be made to look more intimidating by just shedding a few layers. You know how it is. Oh my god, yeah, now here comes the part where I was like, oh, what do we put on Bailey? Bailey is fond of sweaters and jeans, but also they like to dress in an understated way, whatever that means in this context, but also they dress smart and casual most of the time. Yeah, there were like 3 different but somewhat similar answers. That's word for word what I wrote down. The tattoos are either on their arms and back or arms and chest. The newer answers say arms and chest, but I do know. Also, they wouldn't want most people to see their tattoos. Because of the question, it is maybe implied that it is because they don't really sell the image that Bailey wants to uphold as a caretaker, but also they got them young and don't think about them much now. So, I was really banking on protection sigils being tattooed on Bailey because they are aware of the supernatural, but wouldn't make sense, unfortunately. So I'm like, okay, never mind. Oh yeah, the question, is Bailey a muscular type, was answered with, they're stronger than average, and I honestly don't know what that means. In a later question, they described it as a good physique. Oh my god, the birthday and zodiac sign has been gatekept, so I have decided that Bailey is a Scorpio. Okay? Bailey is officially a Scorpio. I have not decided on the specific date, but a Scorpio for sure. This is when the astrology girlies come out and look into the traits of Scorpios, and they're like, actually, you're right. No time for hobbies, only grind. They get anxious if they actually take leisure time. Is afraid of the dark, but that seems to be more of a childhood fear, and death. Oh yeah, right, this is where the beauty stat comes in. OMG, Bailey likes dark greens, just like me, lol. Also, later on I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. But like, we have the same favorite color, everyone. I know you're looking at my overlay right now and you're looking for the dark green in question. Just believe me when I say I really, really like forest greens. Please. Please just believe me. My hair was never meant to be this bright. Actually it was. I really think it's really eye-catching, but you know. Tries to cast Hydrate again but fails and breaks wand. No! I will Hydrate just so you don't feel too bad about breaking your wand, okay? Everyone, let's go Hydrate so that Blank doesn't have to feel bad about that. Green is the best green. Honestly, looking at myself, I don't think I'm too far off from that type of green, unfortunately. This does not make sense because you do not know the other. You do not know the other character, so this will not make sense for anyone. Quoted directly from the Q&A, Bailey had never failed to pursue a runaway. My reaction to that's so freaking ominous, lol. You know, just the usual. Has social media account they use to publicize their good deeds. I'm sobbing, that's hilarious. Me sitting here, okay, reading this. Death, stop destroying my humanship delusions, sobs. Apparently Bailey would have trouble being truly intimate in a romantic relationship. I assume that death means emotionally, even if it's not directly stated as such. I'm sitting here like, no! You're destroying my humanship delusions, please! No, but it also makes sense. It makes sense. Let Bailey be emotionally constipated. It adds to the character, actually. Don't worry, you'll go get another one from the basement full of other mages you have put to sleep. Why is everyone so violent today? Wow. Crasher, now you want Yandere cake, grabbing this overlay screen, tearing it in two, and rushing at the view of the knives, asking, "Where's Bailey?" Because yes? No! No! Don't make me the Yandere in this situation, man! I mean, I recently found out that apparently I'm a tsundere. See, I was talking to friends and we were talking about like, oh, if you have like a character that you very, very much love, for me it is Bailey, right? Like, what do you do? And like, only one of us had a normal answer of like, if I really liked them, I would want to hug them, you know? Every other answer was like, Momo, am I allowed to put you on blast? I'm gonna put someone else on blast. Bisque once, like, one answer was literally to, kind of like, makes me like squeeze them and kill them, and you know, right? And I was like, yeah, no, actually, if I really like a character, I'm kind of sitting here like, you fucking asshole, why the fuck did you make me like you? But also, I'm sitting there like, I hate you so much, dude. But I'm also sitting there giggling. I mean, you have heard me giggle about Bailey more than once. Because like, why you gotta be so intriguing though? Why you gotta be so lovely? Why you gotta do things that make me fall for the character even more, right? Right? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm like, I hate them until they do something so endearing where I'm like, oh my god, I fucking hate you so much, why are you so lovable? And then I got called a tsundere. Yeah. They're not wrong, I guess, if we're going by the definition. I'm not happy about it, though. Summary is, Kay is Bailey holding it together. No, I mean, yeah, but no. Ironically, having Bailey makes you go yandere in the first place? No. No, I'm not. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. I'm gonna tell you the thing that hurt me the most when I read the Q&A. Mostly cooks boiled vegetables and meat. Me in brackets. At Momo directly. Please don't make my humans sit through that food ever, sobs. I would go crazy. I can barely stand the taste of meat as is. It needs to be proper seasoned and it needs to be like thin cuts and everything, so it does not taste like meat. And then I do like vegetables. I like good boiled vegetables, right? But just boiling them is so boring. We need something like having a boiled vegetable sometime, okay. But only having boiled vegetables and meat. I would die. I would literally be like, no, I ate. Sorry, I'm leaving for the day. We'll see each other whenever you're not having dinner. Also, then it goes on to really enjoys having a variety of flavors for food, but then cooks this? Me points upwards. Okay, sure. Also, Dev, what do you mean Bailey could, quote, make something delicious if they had the mind to? Please get a mind. I'm sorry, I was feeling very, very strongly about that because, like, what do you mean you can cook better than that, but then you do this? Just boiling meat and vegetables, are they British? You wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong. Now, we gave Bailey some melatonin because yes. Do I know where they're from though? No. Setting is kind of British though, so you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong, unfortunately. I don't know where it is actually. It just feels British. You know, with like boiling meat and vegetables and stuff like that. That just screams. That just screams Britain. No! Blank! No! You infected me! You infected me and it's not my fault, okay? Why did you have to catch that? No. I'm just gonna continue. Let's go back into Bailey. Has a problem with letting go of control / doesn't like losing control, which, fair enough. Bailey would shield the orphans from harm, in brackets like a gun, because they apparently have an inordinate confidence in their own robustness. Basically, they do not believe that they would die to a gunshot. And honestly, you're so funny for that. What do you mean? You are mortal. You're not even of the supernatural variant, man. You're literally just a dude. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, you got me with that, Blank. You got me with that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm disappointed in myself. Oh yeah, Bailey has a dead crush. Dead question mark, because it hasn't come up yet. Probably dead. Something bad happened anyways. Made Bailey's heart sad and cold. Quote, almost all of Bailey's waking hours are devoted to work. Me, sobbing. I'd say get a hobby, but that makes him anxious. As already established. Did you clip it? No. No. No, Mo. Thank you for the clip, but no. Why would... Oh no. Let's keep going. Furniture in their apartment is more luxurious than strictly necessary because, quote, they enjoy indulging now and then, and more expensive furniture can help give a certain impression on people. Apartment is tidy, well organized, and minimalistic, apparently. Oh yeah, they were not a bully at school when they were in school. But they were also... like they were kind of a loner, but they weren't a loner, but they were also kind of a bully, but they weren't a bully. Like there were multiple questions and multiple answers, and basically what I'm getting out of it is that Bailey just beat up the people who bothered them and didn't have many friends. Fair enough. That's all I got from the answers. Quote, they have a sense of humor, but they keep it concealed. They have little tolerance for the humor of others. I called Bailey a killjoy for that. Also, I know Bailey would be so sick of me and my stupid ass puns. Oh no. Like how go yes but no, also yes but I'll still no. Yes, don't worry. You're doing a great work, everyone. You're doing so great. Also, he did have friends. Yeah, Bailey did have friends. In school, he had 2 friends. Then, whatever happened, and I was down to 1 friend. And because of the thing that happened, this friend is no longer a friend. One of them might still think of the other as a friend, but Bailey sure doesn't. Though from everything I have seen, Bailey still has a soft spot for them. You cannot convince me otherwise. Like, this is the only person where I'm like, for old time's sake, I feel like, is the sentiment in how Bailey helps them out with stuff. Like, yes, they get benefits from interacting with the person still, but I do not think that the benefits that we have seen outweigh nearly the benefits that Bailey gives them. So yes, a strange fucked up soft spot both ways. Exactly, that is it. Like, this is the only relationship that Bailey has where I will actually be like, there is some kind of soft spot there. And even if it's just a soft spot of for old time's sake, even if that is not actively what Bailey is thinking when they make some of their decisions, I stand by that. Yeah, I stand by it. But only for this one relationship. Every other relationship, I'm just sitting there like, I don't see the soft spot you guys are talking about, mostly. But it's fine. Also, they have a sense of humor. They would absolutely be fucking sick of me, probably. Now, being jealous makes them angry. My questions, at what? Themselves for feeling that way? The reason they are jealous in the first place? We shall never know. Because that's not what we need to know. Now see, at first, like, I envision Bailey as someone who, like, you know, does a lot of work because, like, we know every waking hour is already busy with work time, right? So I was under the very, very steadfast assumption that Bailey would do, like, half all-nighters in their office, right? Apparently, though, I still stand by that. There is no better look than someone sleep-deprived and on the brink of going insane because they have not gotten enough sleep because they have had to work through all of their stuff first, okay? There's no better look. Okay, maybe sleep-deprived and a bit bloody. Maybe. It depends, I guess. But yes. So that's still what I'm envisioning in my head. But apparently, Bailey tries to go to bed at 9 p.m. and get the full 8 hours of sleep. But is sometimes up very late anyways. Sleeps very well though. I'm sitting here like, yeah, that can be true. I can still believe though that is not in fact the case. I can still believe that they regularly, crash at their office because they're so busy with work that they are like, fuck, anyways, I have to be here again in like 2 hours, might as well get a quick nap in instead of going home for that, right? I am a sleep-deprived Bailey truther. He deserves it. And when I say that, I mean it from a sweet place, by the way. I mean it from a nice place. I do not mean it in the sense of Bailey's so horrible, deserves lack of sleep. I mean it in as a treat. As a little treat, you get sleep deprivation, okay? Right, exactly. Everyone is sleep deprived nowadays anyways. So it's not even a threat. Oh yeah, right. I didn't write down where the implications were, but I wrote down there are so many implications of Quote, they wouldn't give an outward response. That just begged for interpretation of the actual emotional landscape that is going on in Bailey's head. And I'm sitting here like, actually, I was reading through that and I was sitting there like, that's so interesting though. Like, yeah, they wouldn't give an outward response, but what does that tell us about the inner workings of Bailey? And because I'm sitting there like, you could infer so much out of them not giving an outward response, because like, I'm sitting there like, I want to interpret so badly. And I am, in my mind. I could write a whole essay about Bailey, I'm sorry. So yeah. Oh yeah. They keep their love to themselves. No one needs to know, apparently. Me sitting here like, now how is that going to work with my humanship? Me sitting here, this is gonna be a bother to figure out, but it's okay. Okay, we have some small stuff that I'm just gonna rattle off. Everyone is just small stuff like favorite colors and stuff like that. Bailey is a competent driver. Has worked in the docks before, so probably knows their way around a boat or ship. Likes to know where the food they are eating is coming from and only eats what they cook. Where I'm sitting there like, boiled vegetables and meat? Okay. I mean, fair enough, but boiled vegetables and boiled meat? Also, hi Doc, how you doing? How's it going? Good morning to you. Apparently likes spaghetti. It was a very weird ask. Bailey enjoys tea time, which also gives away to the assumption that Bailey is British. Is human. I had to clarify that because there is the supernatural involvement. Does care about something that's not money. What it is never gets specified though, lol. Ba-ba-ba. Has been stabbed, not shot though. I do love the differentiation between it. Yeah, he got stabbed. Of course Bailey got stabbed. Have you seen Bailey? Of course they got stabbed. Not shot though. Not shot. So I'm sitting here, okay? So Bailey wears perfume and or cologne daily, okay? But we do not know what it smells like, so I'm sitting here like, I could basically make Bailey smell like whatever I want Bailey to smell like. Which, fantastic. Is a social smoker only. Now, if we look at at the character sheets where both versions are actively smoking, don't worry about it. It makes sense. Don't worry. Imagine I mix both together. No. Okay, most of the time I can probably bear that. But when I'm already overstimulated, I would probably go and barf if someone had both perfume and cologne on. Also, okay, do you guys want to know something about me? There is a very, very specific and very popular cologne scent that I absolutely cannot stand. I forgot which brand it is by, and I'm not going out of my way to find it whenever I go to like look at colognes in shops, right? I will actually avoid all colognes, like looking for any colognes, just in case I stumble upon that. And it is the cologne that my stepdad and some of my mom's other boyfriends used. And it is the one that my mom would often give to her partners as like Christmas presents and stuff like that, right? I hate it so much. Whenever I'm out and about, and I told you, it's like a very popular one. Whenever I'm out and about, and I smell it somewhere, I'm in fight or flight. I'm like ready to just leave the function as soon as I catch a whiff of that smell. Anyway, that is to say, I will never let Bailey wear that. Or actually, that could work for, what would you call it, like an angsty fanfic. of Bailey changing colognes. I'm gonna be so honest, I would be so gone. I would, yeah, no, man. I'm hyperventilating in a different corner. We're good. But yeah. Bailey is not good at letting things go. And was also seemingly destined for a life of crime. Fair enough. Now, there's a good chance that the crush's eye color was green. Me in brackets. Let's not look at the favorite color now. Okay. Semicolon. Free face. Me sitting here like, yeah, let's not think about that. Let's not think about that at all. That's totally not the reason why Bailey's favorite color is dark greens. Nuh-uh. Also, Bailey is not currently capable of loving themselves. Also not satisfied with their current life. They had hobbies in the past, which included reading. They read crime thrillers and philosophical fiction. They have a shower and a bathtub. They are living at the height of luxury, you guys. Their handwriting is neat and no nonsense, but when they were back in school it was very messy. They deliberately avoid becoming attached to other people, probably for very obvious reasons, because like, how are you gonna do the bad deeds if you feel bad for the person because you're friends with them, right? Black coffee enjoyer. He likes lotus, like the flower. That's why there is lotus motif in both of their designs. Gets lonely. You know what? It's fun. OMG, Bailey's moral score would be a 2 on a scale from 1 to 10. 3 if generous. That's so funny. Like snakes. Apparently has more esoteric interests. By that, I guess it's like them using protection sigils against the supernatural and like he's getting stuff like that, I would assume. Because they also try to avoid the supernatural, so yeah. Am I about to out myself with that? Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10 is willing to go as far as 9 for their crush. Now, mind you, the crush that we're talking about is the one that's dead, question mark. There's an urn in Bailey's flat that might contain the crush, who knows. Might contain something else though. So is willing to go as far as 9 for their crush, or I guess would be more correct. Also was, quote, violently protective of the crush, which I guess makes sense with the 9. Me in brackets, please, I'm sitting here gnawing at my cage boss to be his favorite, crying face. Obviously, I have very normal feelings about this person. Bailey's staff is loyal. They are fairly even keeled, so no big mood swings, but they have cried though, which is always good to know, and not too tough to cry. Back when they still had friends, they spent a lot of time in the arcade playing games. Attends social function but has to refuse many invitations. Also, when they think they can get away from it, they ditch the social function early. They dislike heat more than cold. And me in brackets, what an unsnake-like thing. But also has me even more worried about his pet snake because... Oh my god, I forgot the pet snake. Bailey has a pet snake. And it's free roaming apparently. And I'm sitting here like, what do you mean you like the cold more than the warmth? Because now I'm sitting here like, do you even keep your flat properly? Like, you know, in the proper degrees for the snake to not have a bad time? Oh. Me worrying about this free roaming snake so much. Bailey built different, yes, but the snake is not. Trust me, the snake is not. The poor snake. But yeah, that's all I have on Bailey. That's all I wrote down. I'm gonna keep all of my cringe to myself from now on. All of you have been introduced to Bailey. I will accept tokens of gratitude for this. I will not be accepting any questions. Actually, maybe. But probably not. I've already outed myself too much. But yeah. Can you guess what this means, everyone? Bailey making the snake adapt and overcome? No. I would accept a token question, absolutely, yes. If it's a token question, then it's okay. If it's just a question, then it's not. So is Bailey also a crazy? Let's ask Momo. Actually, considering everything, I fear Bailey is a tad too well adjusted to be crazy. Maybe. I fear they are in absolute knowledge of everything they are doing, so they cannot even plead insanity in front of a court. You know, I think they're too aware and too... yeah, too... They're really into what they're doing, unfortunately. Well, that's fine. Unfortunately, I still love them. But yes. I love them. Let me... Boop. And this was our last OC though, which was not even an OC. This has been a very interesting insight into K. That's great. I'm gonna be sending you to my therapist, so you can tell my therapist about what insights you've gained. Maybe it will get me further in my therapy sessions. Is Bailey an avid violence enjoyer? Not necessarily. They use violence when necessary, but it's not like they're going out of their way to create situations where they have to be violent. So yeah, lots of new K notes. No, don't take notes on me. But yeah, I love this. I love this absolutely unhinged kind of person. Unfortunately, I need you guys to know. First appearance of the character in the game, I was like, me sends a screenshot. No, not even a screenshot. I was like, just sends a message to Momo. Oh my god, this person is so bad. Wouldn't wish them on my worst enemy. The next time, like a couple hours later, screenshot attached. OMG, they're hot? Question mark, question mark, question mark? And not even in the sense of they got described as hot. Just in, they threw someone out. And I was like, oh my god, that's so hot of them though. Oh no. Stop taking notes on me, everyone! Yes, the action and the vibes. I was like, oh my god, am I swooning? Momo had a front row seat to all of this going on, and my descent into madness over Bailey. Bailey is the reason I have a Yumisona yet now. Because usually, like, yes, I've really liked characters before, but in the sense that I would make OCs for them, right? Which I could, like, kind of vicariously live through, but, like, they are removed enough from me that they are, like, OCs separated from me. He is Bailey is the first one where I made an actual Yuma self-insert kind of character. That is, like, really heavily based on me. Like, there's just some things, like, I let the Yume character actually go and study folklore studies at the university that I wanted to study at, but couldn't. So, you know, so Momo really saw my descent into all of it. Also, me making a Yumisona, it's all his fault, all Bailey's fault. Also, mind you, whenever I make something Bailey's fault, I default to male Bailey. Because of course it would be the fault of a man. I would never speak badly about my wife. I would never. See? It's okay, whichever I am. You'll always be worried, no, Momo, considering hand motions to the worst of your OCs. No! It's fine though, it's fine. one of my favorite OCs is Cole, and I haven't even gotten to be that unhinged with him yet. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah. Yes, there was so much Bailey top tier info. Yes, yes, yes. Technically, Blank, you also have your Blue Lock OC, which is only growing. Ooh, you've written a complete manga. Oh my god. If you ever want to enter them in again, feel free to, especially if there is really that much that you have rewritten. So yeah. I love Cole as well. Cole is so funny. Absolutely unhinged, but funny. In case anyone is wondering, I think Cole should be in the third OC stream that we ever did. That should be where I introduced him. Because I think the order was Colette, Asteria, Esther, and then Cole should be the order for my own OCs in the OC stream. So on the YouTube, the third OC stream that ever happened. So yeah. At least it's not barbaric, violent like Tiny. But honestly, I appreciate Tiny. I need you to know, Tiny was very fun to learn about. You need to know you have this OT3 comp for Cole between, well, because you're insane both ways, both ways. Not heaving on the hardest doorstep, no. But also, yes. I understand. I very, very much understand. And I'm looking forward to it. I need to see the Unhinged. I think some Unhinged is deserved. But yeah. Now see, everyone. I do not think I have to really do a raffle today to see who will get free fan art, huh? There was only one OC in here. Everything else was me. Everything else I provided to the stream. This is on me. I only remembered that the OC stream is approaching like a week before it happened. So I only put out the reminder like a week beforehand, so I'm not surprised. So yeah. You have a request though? If the request is not to make it match the ash, it's supposed to match the ash. It's supposed to match the ash. Bailey wins by having no competition. Now see, the problem is Bailey is a big problem because I'm humor shipping with, or like self-insert shipping, however you want to call it, with them. I cannot do my own art. I cannot write my own fanfiction, basically, because it's not possible. I'm sorry, it's just not possible. I have to actually spend money or do art trades with Momo. Hi Momo. To get my fix of Bailey. I cannot myself because I know whatever I would be doing would never be up to my standards simply because I have created it. And that's the problem. I need this from an outside view. I need someone else to do it for me. Is this in a weird sense me trying to, I don't know, validate Seek for my ship? Maybe. But also, I literally cannot. Like even small duels or something like that between Bailey and Mayume, I cannot. I've been thinking about it so many times already. I'm like, no. The only thing I spent money on, like everything else, I'm like, oh, should I get something for my VTuber? Well, I really like what they have done, but I know how to draw. I could do it myself and not spend the money. just the time. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna do it myself. It does not work for Bailey. Do this not. So yeah. Don't worry, Momo. I was not trying to hurry you along. I was more like, yeah, you gotta stay open for art trades, right? Right? But yes. Too normal to try and give Bailey justice, honestly. Maybe that is the problem. Maybe I too am not looking unhinged enough yet. Maybe I have to become unhinged there. But yeah. That was all of the OCs. Momo, congrats for winning. I will make sure that it matches your little ash thing that you already got. I hope that you will like it. I already have like a vision of what I want to do. Now see, my vision and my level of being able to create might be slightly different. We will see. But yeah. Embrace the unhinged. I'm trying. That's why you all got to meet Bailey. Isn't that nice of me? But yeah. Also everyone. Do we have any more questions about anything at all? Or is there anything we still want to talk about? Or do we end the OC stream here today? Because if we don't end soon, I'm going to go back to the zombie apocalypse AU. I'm gonna go full circle. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about it. Yes, what's the question? I feel a bit like a teacher. You in the back? Yes, blank? What is the question? I'm sorry. Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, I almost forgot. Let me... I was about to drink something. Let me close my little pouch of tea again. Let me... Yeah, we will be having another OC stream next month. It is always the last Saturday of the month for everyone who would be interested in putting their OCs into the stream as well. You can do so on our Discord, either in the OC channel that we have or through DMs to me. Like we have established, there's gonna be free fan art for one person who gives me an OC every single stream we do. Also, as you can see, we spend a lot of time talking about OCs, so that's fun. Also, I'm very desperate for more OCs because I want to see, you know, more OCs. I always want to see more OCs. So yes, thank you, Momo, for grabbing the date. It is the 29th of the next month. And until then, we are going to be just doing our usual stuff. But yeah, I'm already looking forward to next month's OC stream, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know yet who I will be putting in, actually. Well, we'll see. I will decide beforehand. Okay, Blank's question has come in. The clip that Crasher made, you'll circulate it to Tori and friends. Can you do that? You can. Yes. Wait, actually... It's just me going melee, right? Where's the clip? Where's it going? Yeah, it's melee. Yes. Feel free to circulate it. Tell the people how bad the puns have been getting. The puns are too strong. They are infecting me. Tell them that. I get a choice again? Do I want Rui but VTM flavored, or loose but VTM flavored? Or a third other thing, not VTM related. Okay. Thank you for putting the clip again, Crasher. I really had to scroll a lot to get it back. Okay, let me... I really like loose. I do really love loose. I'm gonna be so honest, so yeah. But also, you'll recommend the stream? Thank you, Blank. Appreciate it. Also, let the people that you know who have OCs know that there's a place for them. There's a spot that they can hang out at. Get it? The puns all out here. I want you all to behave. Yes, be nice on Hexa's stream, everyone. If you do not have the channel points to redeem your taxes. Do not make puns, or be like Jeff and pay actual money. Do support the Life 2D becoming of Hexa. Wait, no, that's the one for K. Support the Life 2D becoming of K. No try, just do. Do not hex stream. Get all of your puns out here. You're not getting penalized for that here, so just get all of the puns out here. If you really want to, you can write them down when you're in Hexa stream. You just write them down on like a piece of paper or a notes app, and then you come here the next time we have a stream, and you're like, okay, I was in Hexa stream and there was like a lot of puns that I thought of, so now you have to listen to them. So, this happened, Hexa did this and this thing, and I came up with this pun, okay? This is what you can do. This is what you can do, okay? Yes. But you are only allowed to do that if you adhere to your Hexa's rules of pay your pun tax if you pun, do not pun if you do not have enough for the pun tax, okay? Ah, I'm getting attacked by a small fly. So yeah. The K puns are eternal, yes, but only if you behave in Hexa's chat. Only then. Also, even when I'm over at Hexa's channel, everyone, you still need to behave. Yes, we finished Silent Hill, but there might be something in the future at some point where I'm back at Hexa's stream. And you will have to behave at that point once again. So, can I finally drink? I'm reopening and closing my little Capri Sun pouch the entire time, like... You know, just trying to drink. Crasher, you will refrain from the K-puns for all streamers as well, as you did before. That's fantastic, yes. Like, I do not care if you pun in other people's streams, as long as you are adhering to Hexa's rules. Like, I do not know about other people. They will have to take care of their own chat. I don't make the rules for them. But Hexa specifically has a pun tax. So, that is what I care about. We gotta pay our taxes. Even I pay the taxes when I make a bad pun in Hexa stream. It's so sad because, like, I'm saying them, and then I don't know, it feels worse. It feels worse to say it out loud and then have the disapproval and have to pay the taxes. Just writing them down, it's like, it's not so bad. Like, you write them down, you get disapproval, and you pay your taxes. But like, being in the call with someone, making a pun, and then getting disapproval because it was a really bad pun, it's like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna pay my tax. It's like you got scolded as a kid. So yeah. Jeff, you're reaping what you're sowing. But you're reaping very well. You're doing a great job. I think you would make a great farmer. One of them sussed you out and asked what is K. You and Blank started sweating bullets? Wait, what? Okay. Me sitting here like, why am I being brought into other people's chats? I don't even know these people. They're gonna have a bad impression of me. They're gonna be like, what? K? Oh, the one that is getting punned all of the time. Yeah, I don't want to ever hear about them ever again. That's what's gonna happen. Was it an accident? Was it though? Was it? Has your autocorrect already started to autocorrect to the K puns? Is that what's happening? But yes. Do we have any other questions or anything, by the way? Because if not, we are going to wrap it up very, very soon. You will maintain the K-image? I can't. The K-image. I guess it works somehow. And the results are car, as they should be. As they should be. My name should always be autocorrected to car. Sometimes this happens to me myself. I write something down, I'm like, ah, just misspelled my name because autocorrect got me. Carlem, go room room. It does, it does. Also, hi Eclipse. Welcome, welcome. We're just about to wrap up. But how are you? How have you been doing? Not the Carlem shake. It is an old meme. I now have the song in my mind. Oh, I do not like this. I do not like this. Someone give me another meme that I can have in my mind instead of the Harlem Shake. Doing swell. That's great to hear. What have you been up to though? Not the pen, pineapple, apple, pen. No, I've got a pen. I've got an apple. Apple, pen. I got a pineapple. I got a pen. I don't know, man. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. You don't think they haven't fully discovered, but you did spread the K-pun twice. No. No. Oh, Eclipse, you've been existing. That's what you've been up to. Good, good, good. That's always good. It's always good to exist. Except when it's not. Wait, Hexa's online? Shows you what I know. I didn't get a message about Hexa being online. I don't have a notification, so let me check Twitch for a second, everyone. She just she started streaming. Okay, give me a second to open the stream on my phone so I can... My phone is getting so slow. My phone hates me. Probably because I've dropped it like 15 times already. I'm surprised it still runs. Let's go to the following tab. Oh my god, Hexa's playing Elden Ring, everyone. I'm gonna send you over to watch some Elden Ring. Is that okay with all of you? No time to pun. You know what? Do I have to make this... Do I have to make this worse for all of us? Whoever puns on Hexa stream and does not pay that pun tax is also get time outed the next time they enter my chat. Okay. So make sure to pay your pun tax. I know Momo will let me know if someone is not adhering. How long? Long enough for it to hurt. A whole week, I don't know. Whole week. Every new pun that's not getting paid adds another day to the week. What do we think of that? Would that hurt enough? You like pain? No. Okay. Why is the stream not loading? And well, whatever. We are going to be going to Hexa's stream though, everyone. Now, everyone, where is my quick actions? There is my raid channel. I am going to be sending you over to Hexa. Hexa is playing Elden Ring. And Hexa started playing 12 minutes ago. So you are joining a fresh stream. I hope you're going to enjoy it there. Let me... no, I want to start and prepare the raids. There we go. Now everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. Please make sure to join me for future OC streams. And make sure to give me OCs if you have them. I hope you're having a great rest of the day. And I hope you're being on your best behavior over at Hexas. Bye bye everyone! Oh
I love
no! Oh, hi there. Sup, dude?
that. That guy was just,
Oh,
he just doesn't know what to say.
fair enough.
This is such a troll game. This is a troll game that they're losing. That's the thing.
I'm leaving so many freaking decoys myself.
Me just looking at him.
You're just looking at him. Holy shit!
Honestly, the moving strat is actually
Run,
pretty
Kay,
good as well.
run, Kay, run. Jump, jump. Oh my god!
How are they alive?
Holy shit! They just gave up.